Square one. What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's up,
what's
Ostinator?
up? Hey, what's up, fellas? It is Saturday afternoon. The time is 4:05 p.m. You know what time that is? That is Square One time. We talk sports, a little bit of basketball, a little bit of football, a little bit of boxing, pugilist.
And
No
yes,
baseball
Matt,
yet.
I did put some basketball in there today.
Yeah, I saw.
I, I, I try to watch the World Series, but I just can't do it. So
I don't. I feel you, bro. I can't either.
No,
I'm a
no,
little
Red Sox aren't
disappointed
in it. It's fine.
because the Braves are from my part of the country, and usually this part of the country gets behind and roots for the Braves. But since they got put out, um, all I know is the Dodgers. I don't even know who the Dodgers playing.
Not a clue. Could not tell you.
I couldn't tell you.
Neither do I.
But we're
No
sorry.
clue.
We're sorry, not baseball enthusiasts here. We will try and do better next season.
I love the Red Sox, but I mean they're not playing. So
I just don't think baseball is America's game anymore. I'm not saying anything about it because that is a very skilled sport.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like playing chess on the field. I'm not downgraded. I'm just saying it is not my cup of tea. It is not our cup of tea. So that is why we don't cover it. But we will try and do better next season.
oh, listen, I love baseball. I played baseball almost my whole life. But it's
I played
just
it.
I
I
can't
played
I
in
can't
high
watch it
school,
on TV.
but
Yeah.
I went to a pro game. Now I can go to the semi-pros. There is a team here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, near where I live at, and it's called what they call the swamp rats or something like that. I don't know.
Feels right.
But now that's pretty exciting because the crowd, the different games they have, and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
a
I saw Big
live,
Poppy down here.
a live semi-pro, but the pro game I went to, man, I always fell asleep in that sun.
Oh,
And
really? Oh
I
man.
I was in the nosebleed section. If the San Diego Padres playing somebody, I ain't had a clue who the fuck it was. I was like, oh my
And
God,
I
I can't believe that. Somebody
My
before
grandfather-
I die. Sorry,
Go
go ahead.
No, you first. You first.
Before I die, I have to get the Fenway Park. Get at least like once,
I got to get to
see the big
football
green
game
monster.
before I die.
Yeah, I want to go to a football and a basketball game. I had
been-
tickets to the Carolina Panthers about 4 years ago. 4 tickets. And it was cold. I mean, it was cold. And then they play in their stadium don't have no dome. And I just
So
couldn't
wait,
go.
you didn't go because it was cold?
Yeah, I ain't sitting up in no
Bro,
cold.
I'd have been up there in my winter coat, my hat. I would have been watching that.
I
game.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
you don't
I've
do
been
cold
to a
weather.
lot of Cowboy games over the years. My ex-step uncle makes sense. After he divorced my aunt, he stayed best friends with my dad, and then he remarried a lady. She was like not full, but like half. You know what I mean? And he even said like, first time I married for love, second time was for money. Anyway, her parents used to own the largest cable company in Texas, and they sold it to Cox Communication, right? And they have a luxury box at the stadium, both the old stadium and the new stadium. So every year we would get tickets to go see a game in the luxury box.
Oh, shit.
Well, I tell you what, man, once you do that, it's really hard to go back down there with the uggos and the poor people.
The common people, right?
Yeah, it's really hard to get back down there.
I'll go in a luxury box. I'll go all day long.
Woo!
Like, going in there
Man,
like,
that thing's sweet.
like the Ice Bowl, and they play in like Chicago and Minnesota. It'd be
Yeah.
like 17 degrees. They going in the stadium in that snow and rain. I don't love no team that good. Nope. Well, anyway, we're gonna get started. We only got 3 basketball questions this time. Man,
Thank God.
that should
Oh
make
wait, can
you-
I say something else? Sorry, this is
Go right
important.
ahead.
All right, listen. Before the Lomachenko fight, Lomachenko fucked up his shoulder. Did not say anything because he is a warrior. Danny, this is mostly for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right. Lomachenko fought that whole fight with a fucked up shoulder where he couldn't even throw a hook. He had to have surgery the next morning on that shoulder. There's a reason.
No. I don't want to hear that.
There's a reason why Lopez doesn't want a rematch because he knows if he has both shoulders, it's over.
That's the same thing they said about Floyd Mayweather and what's the
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao. That Pacquiao shoulder was. Look, you a professional boxer. You know what it is. If you ain't right, you ain't fit. You need to send some kind of waiver in or say something. Hey, look, man, and have the medical examiner or doctor back it up. I don't want to hear that. I lost because my shoulder or my toe was hurt. Nope. Ain't gonna accept that one.
Eli, who said, "Good call, Donnie." Phantom zone him.
I'm just saying, like, there's a reason why Lopez was so confident that he would whoop his ass. Why doesn't he fight him again?
Now I think that's bullshit. I think that you should have an automatic
rematch
clause. I don't have no problem with that. And if he is fighting at 100% this time and beat his ass, then I will hold a little bit of more credence to what you just said. But right now, at this particular point in time, I'm sorry.
You don't think Lomachenko turned it up?
I think he turned it up too damn late. If he would have,
he did. It was because of his shoulder.
All of the damn downloading and stuff. He downloaded too damn late. You should have asked for a faster server. Okay.
Whatever. You still enjoyed the fight.
I did.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
I enjoyed the fight. I want to see the rematch. I would pay money to see the rematch.
I would too.
Facts.
Hey, how the fuck Top Rank is not in his ear right now being like, you need to do this rematch because we were going to put it on pay-per-view this time. How this is not happening is beyond me.
They'll make crazy bank, right?
Right?
Because I'm pretty sure the ratings for that fight were pretty good.
Huge. They were huge.
They were, right? And if it wasn't, people definitely heard about that fight. You know what I mean? So the ones that didn't see it heard about it, I was like, okay, that's a good fight. Okay. You know what? Now we can put this on pay-per-view and make some real money with it. Yeah, he should be taking that fight for sure. You look like a punk if you're not taking a rematch. Sorry, you know?
Everything he said, he's like, why I got to do that? What do I got to prove? Come on. By the way, Austinator was like, I'm surprised Jason didn't replace Matt today. I was like, I don't know if Danny could handle Jason.
Jason, who's that?
Jason Voorhees?
Oh,
he's a pro-lifer.
Hey, Donnie's right away like, no.
He's pretty conservative.
I was like, no.
Yeah, I think it's a bitch-ass move. Excuse my French. If you don't take the rematch.
For sure.
You should be a fighting champion. That should be in the contract.
Yep.
Whoever wins, you're going to get a rematch. You know they're going to make money. That more or less was a free fight.
And it was huge. It did huge, man.
If
huge
they
ratings.
said, okay, $50, I would pay $50. I ain't going over 50 now. I don't care.
Shit, I'd go 80.
No.
I don't know about 80 either, but I definitely go 50. But you see, and I don't condone bootlegging, guys, but I do have an Android box, so I would be watching it for free.
Shit, if that's the case, we make a stream party together.
Yeah, fight party.
Yeah. We won't go live, but we'll be in the back.
Right.
Yep. I have no problems with doing that.
I'm all for that too.
And I just got a new Elgato graphic card, so my picture looks nice and clean now. Yeah, I would do that for sure.
I can't wait next Thursday. I want to see that Lovecraft Country. God, that shit. Ooh, I see it on the box. It's like $8. No, I'm not paying $8 because right there had me up to like $200 a month for watching all these different shows.
Well, listen, if you ever want to just like chill out and watch it one night, we could do that, man. I'm okay. I think we should watch it before and then talk about it because like no one really watching the stream when we're sitting there watching TV unless they're watching it with us, you know?
Yeah.
What are you talking about watching?
Love.
God dang, dude, you and this show, you're not getting me to watch it.
Hey, you need to watch it, man. That's what I'm gonna say. I was like, man, I ain't want to watch it. I said, okay, Anzo, my boy, and I ain't want to kind of blow him off. But in my mind, I was blowing him off. I was like, man, I ain't want to see that shit. What the fuck? And that first 20
mind, I was blowing him off.
First 20 minutes, man, I was like on my phone, kind of goofing off. Man, I wasn't paying no attention. I had to, in fact, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go ahead and say, I had the shit on mute, and I was watching like other people's streams. I was like, okay, yeah. And this shit. Every now and then I watch like 30 seconds, man, and I say, yeah, that looked pretty good. That last 20 minutes.
Oh man.
Danny was like, after the last 20 minutes, I was like, We need another episode. We need episode 2, guys.
All right.
That show is good, bro.
Since it made Danny turn off his mute and pay attention, I may go check it out.
Yeah,
Check it out, bro. I'm gonna tell you the first 30, 35 minutes, but that last 25 minutes, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I'll check it out.
Oh, thank you, Raihu. I'm sure we'll fix that later.
First question. It's been rumored that the Clippers are looking to blow up the team. Do you think this is a good idea?
Ooh.
I think they don't need to blow it up. They need to go out and throw Chris Paul some serious money. They need a floor general. They don't have one now.
Yeah, Chris Paul's a problem, though.
I think he was just had a problem with Doc Rivers, but actually that's not true because he ended up having a problem with Harden as well.
I think he had a problem with Blake Griffin.
He did have a problem with Blake Griffin as well, too. You're right. So it was Blake Griffin, then it was Doc Rivers, then it was Harden. Him and Harden had that issue. So yeah, he could be a problem, but
well, I mean, think about what you just said. Let's look at the common denominator between all of these issues.
Mm-hmm. I know it's Chris Paul. I get it.
No, he is the common denominator, but those other guys aren't alpha. All them other guys are alpha males. Kawhi and Paul George aren't alpha males.
That's true too. That's true too. But Kawhi's been complaining about a floor general anyways, you know. He said he wants a point guard. Chris Paul is out there, so I think they could do that. I think maybe they could trade George though. You know, I think they could trade him. Maybe if they could get something better for him. I don't think they need Paul George. I really don't.
I would keep Paul George. I trade that old mouthy ass Patrick Beverly. I don't like him.
I think he's another one that's been on the talks for trades too. So
I think he runs. I think he thinks he's better than what he really is.
Wait, didn't he have a problem with Chris Paul too? Didn't they had like a hella beef, right?
They did.
Yeah,
they did. A lot of people have problems with Chris Paul. Rondo has a problem with Chris Paul. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't like him, man.
Yeah, Rondo don't like. Rondo had a falling out with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So. But they made up. It's more Ray Allen that they have the issue with now.
Yeah, they were pissed when Ray Allen left them and went to Miami.
Yeah,
oh my God, that shit.
They got a problem with Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They had a Celtics reunion. Didn't invite him.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's more Kevin Garnett than Paul Pierce. Kevin Garnett, boy, he kind of like.
Oh yeah, he's a little.
He hates you. He hates you for life.
Mm-hmm. I heard it was Paul Pierce too.
Oh, okay.
I heard it was Paul Pierce too. I heard it was both of them. You know. And Big Baby Davis was on an interview talking about it one time, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, they're all my brothers," but he was like, "Yeah, they did Ray Allen wrong." So, oh well, here's what it is.
Okay. Question number 2. Coach K said MJ's dream team would not have beaten LeBron. Oh my fuck! What the hell? I didn't even see this question. I probably wouldn't even downloaded it. Coach K said MJ's dream team would not have beaten LeBron's redeemed team. Do you agree? Let me see. Let me see who's on LeBron's team.
What the fuck is a redeemed team?
That was the team that came up after they had lost. Mm-hmm. So they lost 1 year, and then they did the redeem team with LeBron James. I think Dwayne Wade was on it. Hold on.
No, if the second guy you know is Dwayne Wade on that team, I can already tell you they're not going to win.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Jordan's dream team would beat. Okay. So I'm looking at the article here now, and he's saying Jordan's dream team would, not wouldn't, would beat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ooh. Man, I was about to say, because Coach K doesn't seem like he's dumb.
Yeah, that's a little bit more better. But when I seen on the site, it said wouldn't, but I guess Steve and A were doing the question mark or whatever. But no, he's saying it would. So
we can skip that one then. What is there to add?
Who was on LeBron's team?
That's what I'm looking for.
Redeem team.
I don't even know why. Like, who would even ask that? And who would
You
bother
know,
Coach K with that question?
I think because he was coaching the Redeem
Dream
team.
team.
No, did he coach the Dream Team too?
I don't know.
No, that was the Dream
Chuck
Team was
Daly.
coached by Chuck Daly.
Chuck Daly.
Yeah,
right.
Chuck Daly. That's what I thought.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so led by Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade off the bench. And that's all they say here on that one.
Okay, listen to this now. Carlos Boozer. Really?
Oh, right there. No.
Jason Kidd.
Okay.
LeBron James. Deron Williams. Really? Michael Redd. I ain't never heard of him.
Oh yeah, Michael Redd was decent.
Okay. Dwayne Wade. Kobe Bryant. I give him Kobe. I give him Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight Howard. Chris Boss. Chris Paul. Tyshawn Prince. Anthony Carmelo.
No.
He must have lost his damn mind.
Listen.
No, there's no.
I mean, here's a basketball question. Did y'all hear Shaq talking shit about Dwight Howard?
Oh, he don't like Dwight Howard.
Oh, he does not like him.
Because
at all.
Dwight Howard is considered Superman. You know how he did all that stuff, and then
Yeah.
Oh, was
it
that
goes way
what
back.
Jack was talking about where he said some players are talking and posting about they won championship and they didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
He's talking about Dwight. Oh shit.
He don't like Dwight. He don't like Dwight Howard at all.
Now that beef goes way back.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with him though. Like Dwight Howard, okay, I get it. You had, I'm not gonna say he didn't do anything. He did, right? He had some good games, but at the end of the day, they would have won without him.
The way Dwight Howard looked and built, he should have been a monster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
He used to be a monster though.
I wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame.
He used to be a monster though. So if I'm going back to his early days of his career, yeah, he used to be
back when he played with Magic.
The only thing that got him
on the Magic,
kind of a household name at one time was the slam dunk contest. He did all that crazy
man,
stuff.
that dunk was amazing. It's my favorite dunk to this day.
What?
So when he threw it down,
I don't know. It hits me, man, because with the Superman music, the cape, and just the
first off, it was thank you, because that wasn't even a dunk. That wasn't even a dunk.
It was a dunk.
Not even close.
All right, fine. I tell you what, my favorite NBA slam. Again, this is a better question than what you came up with. My favorite NBA slam dunk contest was the one with Levine and Aaron Gordon.
The first one.
Man, because back and forth. Like those dunks were amazing.
That was hot. But the one with Vince Carter.
Oh, with the honey dip.
Listen, Vince Carter. He had the best dunks, but he didn't really have that competition in that fight. I mean, for me, when he did the mascot on the hoverboard and the mascot was spinning around and I was like, oh, I think that was one of the best of all time.
I think he even outdid himself when he grabbed the ball from his hands, put it underneath his legs, and then as he's jumping over him, like
he got cheated.
He did.
That's just a complicated sentence to say.
I would have given both of them a tie. I made it a tie because them dunks from the free throw line is hell too, man.
It is.
When you put things between your leg and dunking from the free throw line, and he ain't put like no inside the free throw line. Mm-hmm. He was from the free throw line doing it. That's 18 feet.
Yeah, he looked like he was walking on air, to be honest with you. I still would have given it to Levine because I think he was more creative with his dunks. That's why I would have gave it to him.
What? You mean the other
Levine? I'm sorry, Gordon.
Oh, okay. I'm about to lose my shit.
As a Gordon, because he was more creative with his
dunks.
But man, I mean, you could go either way because all the dunks they did were
that first year when they did it, I'd have given him a tie. They were just going 50.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
he was cheated the second time. Aaron Gordon was cheated the second time too.
He was.
But I thought the first dunk contest was more classic. I was waiting for something like that. He didn't really do nothing like that again. But
I like the one with Spud Webb too.
One with Spud Webb was good. The one with Dominique and Jordan.
Yeah,
Oh man,
yeah,
that was good too.
yeah, boy. Slam dunks, boy. That's good stuff. I hope they'll keep it up.
Yeah, they just gotta. I think they gotta go back to the old format. I'm tired of seeing 4. Give us 8. You know what I mean? 8 people like they used to. It's like 4. You get the 2 rounds, and
Because
then that's it.
sometimes the 3-point be more exciting than the dunk
I agree.
contest.
I agree.
Okay, question number 3. Rockets owner said he's not trading James Harden. Do you think they should explore trade options? I wouldn't trade James Harden either, man. 2 times. Well, he's MVP.
Yeah, I think he was a 2-time MVP.
What are you going to do if they trade him?
I don't know who they're
What
going
are they
to
going to
get.
get back in return?
First
That's the
rounds,
issue.
first round picks.
First round picks, and maybe
It would probably free up their
cap space as
too,
well.
because right now he's a max player.
Mm-hmm.
So it would free up some money, but I don't know if they're getting rid of the coach. He's an offensive minded coach. I don't know why teams don't see that. He can get you to the playoffs, but he can't get you through the playoffs.
Nope.
He's just not built for defense. He is. You're gonna try to outscore him, and a team that locks down on defensively, because you ain't gonna be shooting them threes hot every night.
Mm-hmm.
So I think getting rid of coach is the first step in the right direction. So I wouldn't get rid of James Harden, even though I hate his game. I don't like his game at all.
I agree.
But it's effective. So I wouldn't get rid of him.
Would you trade Russell?
Nope.
No. I'd probably be more.
I don't think
willing to
Russell's a
trade
problem.
Russell.
I think Russell has changed his game to accentuate James Harden game. He's not the same player he was when he was with
OKC.
Yep.
You're right. He does, but he has his tendencies to still do that takeover shit. He still does it every now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. The worst part of the takeover is when you fill the bar all the way up, and then now you're controlling the entire team instead of just your specific player. Mm-hmm. I hate that. Like, I'd rather just waste time, and we're talking 2K. Danny.
You talk. Oh yeah, I see that. You trying to talk? We talking reality. You talking 2K? What kind of mess is that?
2K is life, Danny. Jeez, man.
But sorry, it's an opportunity.
I hear you. How you gonna trade somebody, man, that has done back-to-back averaging triple doubles? That's crazy.
I know, but I think I don't know.
If you're not getting the championship, what good is he?
Right.
Go ahead. It's not the player's fault. I'm telling you, it's that coach.
It's not just the coach though. Like James Harden has disappeared in game 7s many times, man. You know what I mean? I get the defense, and I am 100% with you on D'Antoni. He's not that coach. He is not. But James Harden has flopped. Like if you go look at some of the game 7s he's played in, when it counted the most,
I'll give you that. But
most turnovers like ever.
It's the coach's job to be able to look at the thing in one season and say, okay, this ain't working because whenever this happens, so and so and so. So he got to find somebody else. He got to go to his GM and say, look, we need Anzo, or we need Mad, we need such. But he don't do that. His thing is run and gun, give the ball to James Harden.
7 seconds are left.
Let him score. That ain't working. He did that for every season he been there. I haven't seen the Houston's offense change much except to this last year when they added Russell Westbrook. So I think the lion's share of the blame is on the coach.
Well, when was the last time you got to go back to the last time D'Antoni won a championship.
He never won no championship.
Oh.
Never. And he had the same issue when he had that Phoenix Sun team. And that team, Steve Nash and Mary Stoudemire, what was that sharpshooter? Sean Marion. They had a really good team, man.
Before then, he had the Knicks.
7 seconds or less.
So, yeah. I think the problem is coach. I think if Doc Rivers was to go to that team, they could probably do better. Go further.
Yeah,
I
but
try.
at this point right now, though, they're not beating the Lakers with what they had, no matter who
No,
coach goes there.
they're gonna have to go out and get some pieces.
Yeah. And what if you can get some good pieces for Russell?
I don't know if I give up Russell, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, because
No,
Russell.
I think that they should try to keep intact what they have with at least with Russell, with Westbrook and Harding. The rest are all expendable. You know, there's not really another player on that team that you're like, we need to keep this guy. No. Everyone's up. Everyone's up. Rebuild and bring in a new coach because I think it's time to see if those two actually can work together if you have correct coaching and maybe another piece around. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like I think those two are your core. You build around that core. You don't blow up that.
You gotta have two superstars to go to
Yeah.
the championship. If you don't have two, you ain't gonna go.
Yeah, I think until you have exhausted by all means that those two are the problem. Like you do everything but break those two up, and until they prove that it's not everything else but it is them, I say you keep trying to build around that core until it shows that that's the problem.
This is what I would do. I would keep those two. I would try and trade. I would give a call to San Antonio.
Who?
I said, hey, San Antonio,
For who?
and get DeMar Rosen
For who you giving up though?
for whoever except those two.
Yeah, you can take whoever you want. Take the whole goddamn team.
You know what? I think DeRozan could be a good fit there. I really
He is,
do.
man. DeRozan is a 2-point king. He just don't have. I just don't think he. First of all, he would just gruntle for going to San Antonio because he wants to stay there. So when you ain't really happy, you ain't gonna play somewhere else. And I think, and then on top of that, I'm not downplaying this or saying, but he suffers from depression. So that's also a part of the problem. I think if he gets somewhere new, somewhere fresh, somewhere he think that he has a chance of winning, his game may improve.
I think he's
And
enjoying his time
the
in
move
San
won't be
Antonio.
bad. No,
Yeah, he
No.
is. He's enjoying his time in
no,
San
I
Antonio.
don't.
He
No, I
may
live
not be
here.
enjoying the winning, but he's enjoying his time
I
in
live
San
here.
Antonio. Because he's the type of guy.
You can only go to the Alamo so many times. You can only take the Alamo tour so many
what I'm
times
saying-
before
what I'm
you're done
saying
with San Antonio.
What I'm saying, he's the type of person who's loyal to teams, right? And if his team is loyal to him, he's good with that. And like one of the best organizations in the NBA is the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm not going to doubt that, but right now, for whatever reason, either Greg Popovich has stayed too long, or they don't have. Because what's the Lamar Aldridge?
Mhm.
He was like a perennial superstar when he was with the Portland Trailblazers. Now he is so. What's the word I want to look for? He is not consistent. He's the most inconsistent player I've ever seen in my life.
At
The
all.
Riverwalk is only like 3 blocks.
What is
Yeah,
it?
people
Alright.
hear Riverwalk for San Antonio and they think it's like 10 miles long.
Yeah,
What
it's 3
is
blocks,
it,
man.
boy?
I'm telling you, he's bored as fuck here.
If you live there,
I live
Yeah.
near him.
How
Huh?
far you live from San Antonio, man?
I'm in San Antonio. I live next to
Yeah.
what's his name? I live next to all the Spurs. Yeah, they all live in one spot, and I just happen to live near that spot.
I thought it was a pretty big town.
It is boring as shit.
just-
I believe I could find some excitement in San Antonio, Texas, Houston. I believe I could stir up some stuff if I happen to live there. I don't know about nobody else.
I went to Tony Parker's club. Wasn't impressed. Had a violinist.
Danny,
Yeah,
Phantom Zone, please.
your
There
wish,
you go.
is my command.
There you go.
Well,
There you go.
I don't know why.
Dude,
I'm
got
just speaking
Mad,
truth.
Mad, even though he won't admit it was him, I have photographic evidence that he got Phantom Zoned on my show even.
Damn, Bo.
I don't know about all that.
Uh-huh.
Anzo, do I think DeJounte Murray is going to take that jump next season? I actually thought he was going to take that jump this season. He didn't play too bad, but not as well as I was hoping he would. Maybe he'll get better, I mean, but I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge needs to pound it down low, man. I don't care about his numbers. Just get rebounds and putbacks and do what big men do. You're taking these
Yeah, but
15-foot jumpers.
This ain't a big man league no more. It used
Yeah,
to be a center league.
No, but big men are still banging down low, bro. They're still banging. You got
this is a guard league now.
But what I'm trying to tell you is you can still do your job. Anthony Davis bangs down low. Not Gilbert Arenas. Giannis bangs down low. You know what I mean? These guys are banging down low. They're going for rebound.
they're all banging.
Right?
That's like an anomaly. Now it's a 3-point game. Steph Curry changed the game with that damn 3-point from damn space.
Okay,
that's what everybody want to do that now.
But they still have their roles. Those are not anomalies because it's not just them. There's Joel Embiid, right? These guys bang down low. That's what their job is. That's why you're a power forward. That's why you're a center, to go get those rebounds and do the dirty stuff, not take 15-foot jumpers every time.
That's what I do.
I agree.
Look, in 2K, man, my power forward, I'm always down near the basket.
I agree with what you're saying, Aldo. I'm just telling you that they don't care about them stats. They care about threes, and doing all this right here. And I mean,
not all of them. You know what I mean? Not all of them. Not all of them. LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge wasn't.
That's the celebration I do.
LaMarcus Aldridge wasn't even shooting threes until this season. Like, if you go back and look the seasons, he's taken like 3 or 4 threes, but he has been taking threes this season, and that's because Popovich told him to. Popovich told him.
By the way, this is my
threes. So why would Popovich tell a big man to take threes?
Because when he's outside, he spreads the court more. That's why, right? If he's down low, they pack in the paint. He can't really do nothing. So the point guards can't get into the paint. So when Aldridge comes out of the paint, he has to be able to hit a 3 so that they will guard him. And that's why Popovich was telling him to get that 3-pointer up.
Okay.
Right. He's not Tim Duncan. You know, Tim Duncan could go down there and bang low with the best of them and do what he has to do. Yes, I told you guys.
So here's the question. Why do you guys
What's the next topic? That's the question.
Going back to the Chiefs. And yet, every time he starts talking basketball, he always ends up on Tim Duncan.
I said that
because he is teeter-tottering on the Phantom Zone. He know it too.
We have spent 30 minutes we have spent 30 minutes on a sport that is not being played.
And I told that's good. And I told you guys already that I will always get a Tim Duncan reference on every episode of Square One.
Third one gonna get you. All right. Topic number 4.
How does he get 3? I get immediately Phantom zoned.
Because you're a Cowboy fan, it's different.
Silence, man. What needs to happen in the boxing world to bring excitement back, especially in the heavyweight division? Okay, man, this is you.
All right. Well, first, there was excitement with the Wilder and Tyson Fury fight. That really built it up. The third fight, not sure it's going to happen because I think we pretty much know definitively like who's better, and it's Tyson Fury by a long shot. So I don't think that third fight's going to happen. Whether or not, but contractually, anyway. But the problem is simple. It's because there's so many different belts. You have the IBF, the IBO, the OBA, BACD, and the 74-4 and CIR. Like each division has like 4 belts, and each division is separated by like 4 pounds. You know, think about it. Lomachenko, as an example, went from 126 to 135, and he was in 3 different weight classes. 3. And the difference of 9 pounds. No. All right, so that's one problem, right? There's too many weight classes to begin with. Second, there are too many belts in each one of those divisions. So nobody, to be the champion, you're going to have to hold all belts, which isn't something that happens very often. In fact, this lightweight Lopez with the thing is like first time in like 1988 in the lightweight division, but it doesn't matter. So until they have a Dana White come in and Just take away everything else. But see, the problem with that is there's so many, like you got Top Rank, you got Golden Boy, you got Floyd Mayweather shit, and all these other different agencies and shit that are representing these boxers. You can't get them all together. The only reason we got the Lomachenko and the Lopez fight is because they're both with Top Rank Boxing. That is the only reason. And they have a deal with ESPN, which is why it was on ESPN. You see what I'm saying? Like there's too much business in the business of boxing. Damn, that was good.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Nope, yours sucked. Mine was better.
Do you guys think Don King had a lot to do with the death of boxing?
But he didn't help.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
You know, I'll give him this though. He had the majority of the good boxers, like of the name boxers. So in a way, they were all in house. But he was always like trying to protect this one, didn't want to set this one up, and who would, you know, it's the Great White Hope. Great White Hype. I know we talk about that movie a lot, but it's because it is so good, both in its commentary on boxing in sports, but also on like race and because so many different things. It's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, I watched it like a month ago again. It holds up. Watch it. But in that movie, Samuel L. Jackson plays the Don King type, right? And the only time he had interest in the younger kid was at the end when he like surprised him and not, you know what I mean? And it was only until he showed that he was had money to be made off of him, and so that was the problem with Don King. It was nice because everything it wasn't as spread out all over the place with all these different belts, but it doesn't help when he, you know, controls everything. So like with Dana White, it's a little bit different with how Dana White runs the UFC. It's not a Don King kind of a way because his is in providing his interest financially is in providing the best fights possible, rather than individual people. Well, he makes money off of individual people, although he does, like with Conor McGregor, is a big pull for him, but his main focus is providing the best fights possible that will, you know, fans want to see the most. We don't have that in boxing. In boxing, there is no. Everyone knows that there is a need to give fans what they want, the fights that they want, but there's no financial incentive for them to provide that.
What about the fact that a lot of the athletes now are going over to UFCs? Is that an issue for you guys too?
No. It's two entirely different things. Like going from boxing to MMA, you're gonna get your ass whooped.
No, I know. But most of the like athletes that are coming out would rather learn, you know, mixed martial arts than to go straight boxing. Do you think that's an issue?
No, I don't think so, because most of the time when even if your projection or where you want to go is MMA, you're still gonna need a foundation of some type of fighting skill. Wrestling is always preferred in MMA just because of the groundwork, but you do need a good understanding of boxing, which means that you will get boxing. You will be trained in boxing, so that's just a part of it. And sometimes, like when you're doing all these different, because there's so many different schools, you know what I mean. And if you're showing yourself to be exceptional in boxing, there's no reason to at least have a few amateur fights, you know, see where it goes, because you can always go back to MMA.
I think boxing as far as heavyweight is in a very sad place because I don't know about everybody here on the panel, but I think Anzo, we got really excited when we saw Mike Tyson, who was well in his 50s, beating the bag now, and know he's going to totally destroy.
I feel so bad for him. Ward Jones Jr.
Ward Jones Jr. I think they called the fight off. But
No,
when we excited,
right, still on.
it's that when we get excited about a 50-year-olds fighting, that's saying something for the sport. So I hope Mike Tyson. I hope this fight will breathe life into the heavyweight division.
It can't.
And somebody look at it or get motivated, or somebody go to Mike Tyson and say, "Please teach me." Something's gonna happen because heavyweight division is just pretty sad in my opinion.
Danny, let me ask you: Were you not Were you not excited by Wilder? Deontay Wilder?
Not really, bro.
I wouldn't be either.
You know, I wasn't really excited.
The only fight I was excited about it was the one that just happened.
Him and Tyson Fury.
Neely Kanchenko, whatever his name is.
Lomachenko, and yeah.
Okay, him. The only reason I got excited because I heard you talk about it, and some of your excitement rubbed off onto me. Then me and Alonzo watched it, and we saw it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this guy." But I haven't been excited like that over boxing in a long, long time. I was more excited about Mayweather and Conor than real boxing. I knew that was going to be a spectacle, but I like the hype. I like the Don King hype of boxing.
Well, that's part of the thing that I think is missing. The other thing is you got a lot of these fighters that they just don't stick with it long enough. I mean, when I was growing up, even when Tyson was still fighting, you still had George Foreman out there. I'm not saying it was the greatest thing in the world, but this is a guy that my dad could talk to me about. So I'm sitting here listening to my dad tell me stories about this guy or that guy. I mean, and there's none of that right now. There's no succession of, this is the next great guy. It's a bunch of names. And then, like Matt said, when you've got so many different divisions, so many different belts, and I mean, I don't know. And then pay-per-view, I think, kind of fucked with it too. I think pay-per-view came in and they started putting every damn, well, look at it. When you got Mike Tyson and all his pay-per-view fights that literally were 90 seconds in and things like that, people got tired of paying the money they were asking for. And I mean, that's not the only reason. It's a group of reasons that led to where we're at today. And then, like I said, when we were talking about the Lomachenko Lopez fight, MMA found a crack in the foundation of boxing and exploited it. And they then became the bigger thing that people wanted to watch. You go to any bar when it's UFC 295 billion, whatever it is.
246 is tonight.
Okay, I'm just saying. But one, there's that. It's labeled by the number of, those fights. And even if it's pay-per-view, I know there's 3 bars in this town that are going to show that. They're going to show it. In fact, right now, there's a bar that I've gone to see like 4 or 5 of them at, that no cover charge. I go eat, get a beer, have a good time, and they're putting up a tent right now that can hold like 700 people in the parking lot, so they can show this fight with,
Khabib.
Well, what I'm saying is that they're putting this huge tent up so they can do this properly and still have the same amount of people that they normally have when they could all go inside.
Yeah.
So this is a thing that boxing has lost. They could have replicated this very early on when they saw what UFC was doing. Wait, no. They could have tried to work this out. And I'm not saying it would have been the same thing. You're shaking your head. What I mean is not the fights. I mean how these bars and stuff do it. They were always about, individual houses and all of that, getting the pay-per-views and stuff. UFC very much caters to large venue places that can show it to a large group of people.
Wait, I'm sorry. How is it? They're both shown on a television screen, correct? Boxing and UFC.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not what I mean.
So how is the UFC different for a bar to show on a screen than a boxing match to show on a screen? They could put on Looney Tunes. There would be no difference for a bar showing either one of the fights. Hello?
Bro.
Oh.
Oh God.
You're on a roll. I just think you went over your skis.
Sorry, go ahead and ask it again. Because
all right. Listen, they're both shown on a screen.
What you're going to ask, and you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're listening to it for the wrong reason. I'm not talking about the screen or the size of the damn screen. I'm talking.
I know you're not, but I'm saying they're both shown the same way.
Tyson and those fights were never shown in bars and stuff. Not like
it was the 80s.
Doesn't matter. They could have watched how UFC, because listen, UFC had people go around, because I know a couple of the bar owners that started showing UFC, like doing the big events and stuff. And they said they were sending people saying, hey guys, we're going to give you a deal on this one and this one and this one so you can get people in. And they were trying to ramp up their popularity early on. And boxing could have seen what they were doing and saying, wait a minute, if we go into these places and we say, hey, we got this big fight coming up, why don't we work with the cable companies, give you a cut, or give you a lesser, or charge you lesser amount for this fight to show it, because what they do with bars is they charge more because they can show it to more people, but in the long run, it doesn't matter because they're going to make their money back. Boxing never grasped that idea. They still looked at, we're selling it to your household, to the guy that wants to watch this one fight and stuff like that. UFC is looking at group people, places I can show it to larger groups, not just a group of 5 people coming over to my house for fight night.
Do you not think that they showed the Mayweather? You don't think they showed the Mayweather-McGregor fight at bars?
That's wait. You're talking about one fight. 200 some odd fights the UFC has been doing this.
246.
200 some odd fights. You're talking about one boxing match. They could have been going after every major pay-per-view like that, and they didn't.
You think that nobody went to bars for the Fury Wilder fight?
Okay, no. 2 fights. Keep going.
Oh, you keep going? Okay, every Floyd Mayweather fight ever.
Doesn't matter. You're talking about 200 some odd fights to a group.
Floyd's had 40. 10.
I hear what Chris is saying, and I kind of sort of agree with what he's saying, but I think that boxing fell into the trap that we're the kings, nobody's going to knock us off the hill. Then UFC came and knocked them off the hill the same way that's how the NFL is. That's why the NFL is not so bending, because everybody, it don't matter what we do, what we put out there, the NFL, people still going to watch until somebody else come and challenge the NFL. I don't know who's going to do that. I don't know what creation is going to do that, if ever, but that's what it is. So
here's sorry.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
But here right now we have the future in front of us with Top Rank. All right, Top Rank is big, really big, and they have a deal with ESPN. They have the blueprint right now. What do? They put the Lomachenko Lopez fight on ESPN for free. Mm-hmm. Massive numbers. What can they do with the Remax? Then they move it to pay-per-view.
Yes.
This is how Top Rank can.
Go ahead. Keep going.
This is how Top Rank can move into that UFC style format with just their boxers. The problem comes in with all the different divisions and the IBCs and the IBAs and the IBOs and so forth, and IBF, and all the other divisions. That is where they're going to run into problem.
Well, let me say this real quick, if I can, Danny. Yeah. The thing is if Top Rank continues to do what you're saying they could do, which would be the way that I would say they should do it if they've got the majority of these people. If they do it and they start seeing better numbers and actually bringing back some their boxers and their boxers start getting recognition, then the rest of the people either jump on board and start figuring out how to work out this together, or separating it out, saying, okay, well, I guess our guys are going to do this. If they don't do it, then they fall out and then they go away. I mean, look at what happened. And I know this is not in any correlation exactly the same way, but it's similar.
But it's about the Chiefs.
No, about IndyCart. IndyCart changed from IndyCart.
I would have rather have been the Chiefs.
Okay, IndyCart, Formula One, and all of that. They dealt with so many different problems, so many different factions, too many different this and that, and then nobody watched. I remember when it was Le Mans and all that, and it was like every week you knew where it was going to be, you knew where you could watch it and everything. Boxing kind of fell into the same problem. You used to know exactly where to go to watch it, and now it's split off into so many different areas. You're like, well, where do I go watch it? Unless it's something like the Lomachenko Lopez, where they flat out pummel you with this has happened. Fury and
Wilder.
Yeah, thank you. Fury and Wilder was the same way. Anytime Mayweather was out there, same way. You have certain ones they do it with, but all the others are just kind of obscure. Okay, you turn the channel, you're like, holy shit, it's boxing night. Oh my god. Well,
All right. Well, I think we can sum it down to there's too much business in the business of boxing.
I want to say one quick thing. I agree what you said. It's not mad about what's the name of that company that's doing
Top Rank.
I think
Top
top rank is heading in the right direction. I just don't think they get enough boxers to fill the matches. UFC, they got you see a UFC person come out shit every damn month. I don't think they can produce the box. I think the process to produce a quality boxer or somebody that somebody would pay for is a longer process versus the UFC. And that's why the boxing is kind of going to the wayside because they can make their boxer and their product much faster. UFC fighters can make their product, and Dana White can make his product much faster and at a quicker pace than the boxing world can. So I think that's what's hurting.
That's a solid point. There's a lot, that can go into that, but I think we've boxed out our topic.
Okay. You answered this question. Dr. Anonymous said, "Do you have any thoughts on the UFC 246 fight today? Khabib, whatever.
Keep going.
Remember Gomadov. I'm gonna say Yamakusa. I'm gonna say Yamakusa. Whatever his name is. I'm gonna call him
Mr. Storm.
That's clipped.
Khabib Nurm. That's what I'm gonna call him. Khabib Nurm. Okay. Versus Justin Gaethje. Who do you think's gonna win?
I have no idea.
I think that it's going to go the way it always goes with Khabib Nurmagomedov. I don't know if that's right either. That last name. I hate this guy. I hate him so much. I hate him. Justin,
Khabib,
I don't.
That sounds like an Indian name. Is that?
No, he's Russian area Muslim. And the reason why I don't like him, right? When him and McGregor fought, after the fight, he jumps over the cage and does like a flying kick into the stands at one of the guys that is part of McGregor's team or whatever, right? Big brawl. It was ugly. It was a horrible day for the UFC. It looked horrible. After the fight, Khabib comes out and he goes, no, but what about this guy? What about the other things that he did leading up to the fight? Nobody to talk about him. And it was all, what about him? What about him? Not what I did. He's like, I'm sorry, but what did he do?
I would say the same thing too. If I didn't, just saying now, 'cause I don't really care one way or the other, but didn't Conor McGregor take a chair or something and bust the bus window open or something and try to attack people?
No, he didn't. I mean, no, he attacked a bus, but he didn't. It wasn't in a stadium full of.
I get that point, but he probably is on the mindset. Shit, man, I just went into Burger King and got an order. Why the hell can't Danny go into Burger King and get an order? That mentality.
Right. And I get that. But the thing is, though, the bigger thing to do would be take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah, but
And it was his attitude about it that really put me off of him. Plus, he beat Conor McGregor, and I like Conor McGregor. That didn't help.
In that sport is testosterone and ego, bro. That's a different combination.
Oh, for sure. But as far as this fight, it's going to be the same as every other fight. All right. If Khabib gets him on the ground, it's over. Okay. His wrestling, his ability on the ground is unlike anything we've seen before. The way he locks up the legs from the top is ridiculous, right? But if it stays on the feet, even with his little eagle uppercut punch fucking bullshit, I think Justin will tear him up on if it stays standing. But as soon as it gets on the mat, if Justin can't scramble and get up, Khabib wins.
Well, you'll be our coverman on that because I will not be watching that tonight. So
I'll wait till it's free on YouTube.
You can report back next Saturday.
All right.
Question number 5. Tom Brady didn't shake Nick Foles' hand. It said he didn't think about it. Do you think he did this on purpose? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, he did. I didn't think about it. How many fucking games have you played? How many hands have you shook after the game? It's muscle memory by this point that you go and shake the hand.
Quarterbacks always shake hands. So he was pissed off because Foles beat the GOAT. Good for you. Good for you, Foles.
I ain't got no problem with it.
Not me neither, man. These things create rivalries in the NFL. I love that shit, man.
Well, it's a little late in the game for Tom to be creating new rivalries.
No,
I guess he's outlasted all the other ones. They're all retired or dead.
Yeah,
old age.
He has no more rivalries, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey,
well, because there's nobody that's really like who's going to be like, fuck you, GOAT. I'm better than you. Like, who the hell are you? You know what I mean? You were watching me when you were playing Pee Wee. Now you're going to come step to me. Get out of here. You know what I mean? He's past the point of even having a rivalry that would be taken seriously by anyone. He's in a new conference, a new division. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody's gonna rival him. He does what he wants.
I agree, and that's another thing too, because even Odell Beckham kind of called it out, saying, he gets away with his antics on the sideline, but when Odell Beckham does it, it's like big Odell's yelling at his coaches or Odell's yelling at his teammates, But when Tom
he doesn't have the clout,
passion, yeah, of course not. I don't know.
See, one thing I see about sports today, if a particular player does one thing fantastic, they're instantly called the greatest or put in a conversation with someone who's been doing it for years. Point in case, the Jadeveon Clowney knocked that man helmets off in college, automatically propelled him to
first round
draft pick. Then he gets to Texas and don't live up to his potential or the hype.
Mm-hmm. No, it happens.
That's because I don't know if you've seen the Houston organization and what they do with players and how they manage that team. Houston
had good players. I don't know why the coach or the GM is. I would have never got rid of the wide receiver. I can't think of his name now.
Hopkins.
That was dumb. They got one of the best young quarterbacks, won Heisman Trophy, and he beat Alabama in Watson. They had J.J. Watts, and they had Jadeveon Clowney. They should have been stacked offensively and defensively. But for whatever reason, the GM made very poor decisions, in my opinion.
There was a reason why they had the number 1 draft pick to pick Clowney. Is because they make bad personnel decisions.
Yeah. Yep. It looks like it. I can't argue that point.
Nope.
Topic number 6. Is it unfair in any way for a state to have more than one team per sport? That's my question.
No.
I think it is.
I'm sorry you don't live in Texas.
Oh yeah, you going now. Bye.
I don't think it's unfair. I mean, I think that the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, all of these people should think about expansion of their fan base.
Why should one state have 3 teams? California got 3 teams.
It's a huge state.
Also got more, 10% of the population of the country. I mean, it's
in the market.
There's the thing. It's amount of people. It's the bigger cities. It's all that stuff. I mean, look at Missouri. Okay, we got two big cities here, and they're not as big as some other ones. Missouri. But you know what, Mads? Don't be hating. Look at your Dallas Cowboys and how great they're doing there. Very good. Anyways, we used to have 2 football teams. Couldn't do it because St. Louis didn't support theirs. We can't keep a hockey team, but St. Louis has had a hockey team for years. We can't get a basketball team here, but somehow Oklahoma City does. It's like the bigger cities that have a larger amount of people can support more sports because there's enough people to watch those sports. There's enough people interested in all the different sports. I don't fault a state because it has the people to support those sports.
But it's not fair because that state. Oh, go ahead.
Case in point to what support does for a sport. The Green Bay Packers. That city is the only reason why that team is still there. That city will be a ghost town on Sundays if they had people in the stands because everything shuts down for that. That's support because they want that team there. If you have enough people to support it and there's enough reason to have them there, let them be there. I don't think it's against. I mean, it doesn't bother me any.
I'm not saying that.
I live in a.
Mm-hmm.
So, Josh, go ahead.
Well,
go ahead,
what I mean is you're not going to just put. You can't just put a sport or a team in a state if there's no support for it. Well, and these teams, these owners look at that.
To be fair, you're kind of stealing Kansas's team.
The Oilers would not have moved from Houston to Nashville, Tennessee, if they didn't think that there was going to be support for it.
I think that had more to do with stadium stuff. Like that is another issue.
Well,
It's
it
not always
does.
support.
It
It's
does that, but
stadium
they're not
and
going to move there
support.
just so they get a new stadium. If there's no support there for that sport, or if they don't think they can get people in the stands, what's the point of building a whole new stadium?
No, actually, teams have lost because they haven't got new stadiums.
Exactly.
That's why the Raiders left.
Yeah,
Because
it had less due
The
to support than it did with
moved because they hated
the city.
Coliseum.
Right,
And then when they
and
went
the
to the
city
LA Coliseum,
wouldn't
they
put
hated
money
the
in for a new
Coliseum, so
one.
they went back to the Coliseum.
No, because and Matt's right. The city wouldn't put in money for a new stadium. So it's like if we don't get a new stadium,
that's not what I'm talking about.
moving.
They went to
You're
Vegas
right. You're talking about
because
something
they
that's
know that
wrong.
They can have people there. They didn't go to Vegas just to get a new stadium.
Yes,
They don't
did.
just move.
Yeah, they
to get
did.
a new stadium.
No, they
Yes,
did.
they did.
Oh, so what you're telling me is if I'm in Clearwater, Iowa, Clear Lake, Iowa,
Yeah.
and I have somebody that can spend the money for a brand new stadium, I'm going to get the Oakland Raiders.
Well, no, because they're in Las Vegas now.
No, what I mean is before that, I can offer a team money and put a new stadium up. But if there's not people there to support that team, they're not coming.
Okay, but
it's not just
but
because they got
there
a
would
new
be
stadium.
people. There would be people to come
just for a new stadium.
Okay,
They went because they
hold
know
on.
that they'll still have
Hold on. I
fans.
need to jump in. I need to listen.
One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
All right, listen. Here's the thing. Oh, you're frozen. Listen. Here's the thing. If you put, it's a field of dreams, Chris. It's a field of dreams. If you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put a team up in Clearwater, Iowa, and they have a new stadium, people will come.
Right.
I mean,
and the teams that actually, because it wasn't just the Las Vegas, it was LA too was in the runnings, and there was another state that was in the running for the team too, right? So these three states that were doing it is because they know their states can hold football, right? So we can offer you a new stadium, and we can offer you the fact that people are going to come and watch it. You know what I mean? That's what it was.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, the point of my question was, I don't mean to interrupt you. I want to make this
No.
Was that I think every state should have one football team. Now, if your state can hold 2 or 3, I froze.
Mm-hmm. No, you're good now. You're good now. You froze for a second, but you're good now.
I said I think every state should have one team. If your state is big enough, like Texas, New York, California, whatever, they have 2 or 3, that's good. But every team should have one. I'm telling you, South Carolina, where I'm at, would love to have a team. We've been trying to get the Panthers for years, but we don't get an opportunity because you hear it all the time, especially the NBA. It's not a warm market. It's not a market that's going to make the person money. That's why they're going. It ain't because of the state won't support the particular sport. It's because of the market. I'm gonna get more opportunities to make more money if I go to California versus playing in Indiana. I'm gonna make more money playing for the Texans versus playing for fucking Pittsburgh, I guess. Just throwing names out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Okay,
Yeah,
I just think they should make a law or a rule that at least every state should get one team if they want it and they can support the fan base. And then if you want 2, 3, 4, 5 or more, then good to go.
Disagree. I don't think my Cowboys have to go to Anchorage, Alaska to play a football game.
The Cowboys
Nobody.
ain't going. I'm talking about teams.
They might send them there.
It's 32 teams now. Okay, so give the other whatever number 12 states an opportunity to get it. Is that so hard up?
But I think these states do have an opportunity, right? Because
I've never heard of it.
Most
Not
states
Alaska or Wyoming.
Well, I guess, but I'm just saying. I figured, like, if you want to put in, if a team's moving, if you have the state, you can put in a request to be one of those, and then the NFL will pick, say, okay, no, this state, no, we can't go there, but here and here, you know what I mean? But I think, at least that's what I would think, that every state at least has an opportunity to bid for one.
If that's the case, there'd have been a team on Hawaii. Who the hell don't want to go to Hawaii and play football?
Well, look, I think Oklahoma City is a great example of what you can do if the city is willing to, I don't know, support the team financially with the stadium, and that fan base showed that, yeah, you should be in Oklahoma City, just like what Green Bay is. Like San Antonio. San Antonio's been begging for any sport other than basketball because nobody cares about the Spurs. Any sport, to come be here. Like
Thank you.
the Raiders. I know. I think San Antonio was trying to get the Raiders to come down here as well. And before Oklahoma City got the no, that's not right. Who was it? I don't know. Whatever. I don't pay attention to the city, but I know they always beg for someone to come and give them attention.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure San Antonio could hold a football team.
Yeah.
I got nothing against Canada, but the NBA offered Canada 2 teams.
Yeah, and one team doesn't exist anymore.
I understand, but shit, there are 30 basketball teams, so you can't give the other 20 states opportunity.
Well, that was kind of different because
right now I'm hearing most of the players don't like playing in Canada because you got to go through all that rigmarole for as
customs and everything,
and stuff.
And plus, it's Canada.
He hates it.
Who said that?
Stephen A. hates going through that just because of the customs.
Yeah, well, Stephen A. ain't playing no basketball, so
yeah, but he got to cover it, though. And I know the other players feel like that. He said it's kind of half. I mean, I personally, if I got leisure time and making millions like they are, it probably wouldn't bother me. But with a working class man, I mean, do I really want to go through all that?
But Canada getting a team was a little bit different because the NBA was more trying to go international than anything right there. You know what I mean? Like if they could get a team in China, believe me, they would put a team in fucking China. You know what I mean? So I think that was more about going international than anything else. So,
but they really consider Canada international. I mean, both North America.
No, it's still international.
Okay.
Yeah, still considered international. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man?
Good. I'm on my laptop now because my computer, I got to get a new motherboard for it and put it in.
I seen you eating something. I was like, "Are you eating some baby food over there?" So you
No.
Some baby food.
No, I got the your favorite ice cream, the green tea.
Haagen-Dazs, yuck.
Green tea ice cream. What the
great,
fuck?
man.
Oh yeah, you going to the just for that? What the fuck? Healthy ice cream. That's an oxymoron. Healthy ice cream. Who the hell want healthy ice cream?
That's not healthy. It's
green tea. Okay.
It's a lot of caffeine too. All right.
I stand corrected.
I couldn't wait for this question.
Question number 7. The way they are playing so far, who, if you have to vote today, would be the NFL MVP? Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers? Ooh, that was an awesome question. I wonder who wrote that.
I'm going to go with Russell Wilson just because Aaron Rodgers was a little wonky.
I was
a little wonky.
You would not go with Russell Wilson?
I ain't going with either of them.
Apparently, you must not watching much Seattle Seahawks football.
No one does. Josh.
Matt has this really confused look on his face when I said wonky. Yeah, and thank you. Put him in the zone. Yeah, I mean, they lost, was it 40-something to 10 last week? The Packers. Mm-hmm. Russell Wilson's been more consistent. I'm just saying. It's just
Russell Wilson does more with less. If you ever heard that phrase, he does more with less. He wins those games.
Yep.
And Aaron Rodgers doesn't win the games?
He didn't win the game.
He didn't win the game last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about this one specific game. So this is MVP for the week?
Okay, did you not read the question? MVP
was it MVP for the week?
Do you know how many quarterbacks are playing better than those two right now?
Who?
Dak Prescott was playing better. He has more passing yards. Matt Ryan has more passing yards. Deshaun Watson has more passing yards than both of them.
No, they do. I didn't see the question.
And what team out of those you just said quarterbacks is undefeated?
What team has a winning record even out of those?
That doesn't matter when it comes to MVP though.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
If a quarterback has more stats and he damn won 1-17 and the other guy got lesser stats and he's undefeated, who the hell do you think the people are going to vote for?
Wait. For MVP, the one who has the better stats.
I just have to say that this is exactly the same question as the stadium one, just differently said. Because here's the thing: if it doesn't matter that they don't have fans, and it doesn't matter, it's just the offer of the fucking stadium, then no, it doesn't matter if it's a winning team or not. I mean, I agree with the fact that You don't have to be on a winning team. If you're tearing it up and you're getting, if you're a running back, I guess Henry is one of the ones that they're talking about right now. And yes, I understand he's on a winning team. That's not where I'm going. But they're literally sitting there going like, well, running back's going to win? What the hell? It's because he's tearing it up.
Right. Adrian Peterson has won the MVP for running back, and he was on a crappy team.
I'll throw Derrick Henry in there. Yeah, that's a good.
Derrick Henry too, right? So it doesn't matter when it comes to that.
Well, let me see the question, because I didn't get to see the question because I got to my house and I went to change because I just got home from work. So.
I would still say my pick is Pat Mahomes.
Well, at this point right now, I don't think Mahomes has shown enough. I don't think Mahomes has shown enough yet. I'm not sure if it's. Here's the thing: if he gets back to the playoffs and they get to the championship game, I think it's a pretty good chance that he gets it. But with Derrick Henry lighting it up, that sometimes, listen, it's a vote. And it's just like the Heisman. When you hear a defensive, like a linebacker or something get talked about in the Heisman Trophy talks, it's because the guy's lighting it up. Not because, that's the norm. It's just because that guy's just overdoing what his normal position normally does, so much so that he gets noticed. It's the same thing with the MVP. You could have, like I said, Henry is the best answer right now that's not quarterback. I don't think.
Yeah, my MVP might not even be a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I'm not sure. I don't think Aaron, after the game before, and I say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes with the game against the Oakland Raiders, those types of games make people question that MVP. And as long as they don't repeat it and they go back to their form, then sometimes that just fades away and nobody remembers it because it happened just once. Think about, like NCAA basketball. The number one team loses in the first, 2 weeks of the season against some no name. Well, they normally don't. That normally doesn't hurt them at the end of the year because by the end of the year they're in form. But if the number one team loses to number 15, it knocks them all the way out, and they don't even have a chance to get that number one seed most of the time. Same thing in college football. So it all depends on what these guys like Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson do for the rest of the season. But if Derrick Henry continues to light it up and not even let up, I think Henry's going to get the MVP.
But that wasn't the question, though.
I don't think either one of them get the MVP.
What? Oh. Real quick. So Russell Wilson absolutely has been having a better statistical career. Season than Rodgers. But if you look at the strength of schedule, they played the Cowboys, the Falcons, the Dolphins. They didn't have to play the Buccaneers, the Saints, the Vikings, the Lions.
They don't control that.
You're right. They don't control that, but it should be factored in if we're talking about.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
If that's factored in, then when I see a lot of these people that makes decision, they factor in too the most favorite player to that team, and it is my opinion. And listen, my opinion that if Russell Wilson has a winning season, but does not throw as many yards or make as many touchdowns, whatever, as another player, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, whoever you're going to put into that conversation, they're going to factor in. Did he make his team better? Did he win? And that is what's going to edge the person that has a winning schedule, in my opinion. If they got a better winning season, say 13-1, and Dak Prescott is 2-13, but he got 5,000 yards, this, that, and that, I don't think he's going to win it. Because they're going to say he didn't make his team better. Russell Wilson made his team better because Russell Wilson is doing more with less. That's what I think is going to be that's going to tip it in that direction. Or not even Russell Wilson. Whoever has a better winning season, made their team better, I think that person will get it if it's close.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me respond to that, Danny.
Okay.
So we have talked and we have both said that the reason why the Cowboys are losing has nothing to do with Dak Prescott.
I agree.
Okay, so if Dak Prescott kills it and the Cowboys are 2 and whatever, you can't blame him for that. You're still going to give him MVP.
Okay, but you didn't hear what I'm saying. I think they will blame him for that because they're going to break it down to splitting hairs. Did Russell Wilson make his team better, have a better winning schedule, even though he didn't throw as many touchdowns, throw as many yards as Dak Prescott? That's why I think it might not be fair because statistically, Dak Prescott may blow him out the water, but he didn't have a winning schedule. I think that would tip the favor in Russell Wilson's or whoever is in that discussion's favor.
But yeah, if we're talking
defense that's doing that, they're not gonna blame Prescott for that. They'll tell you straight up that it's the defense why they're not winning.
It's easy to say that if it came down to a team with a quarterback that was great at 15-1 and a team that was 1-15, but the quarterback was amazing, it's easy to say they're probably going to go with the 15-1. But what about if it's 13-3 to 7-9? That's not as easy to just dismiss as it would be a 1-15.
I agree with everything y'all saying. The only thing that I'm having my point of contention is I think when they're going to start splitting hairs, they're going to go with the quarterback that has the better winning record. That's my belief. I could be totally wrong. That's just Danny's belief.
And in that vein, it's still a small sample size, so we'll see how it plays out in the end.
I think it will come down to Patrick. Whatever his name is.
I think Mahomes is going to be in it. I think right now the top three are going to be Mahomes, Wilson, bar him getting injury, or Mahomes getting injury.
Yeah.
And Ben.
Derrick Henry was a good.
What did he say?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Look, man, COVID is the best thing that ever happened to that fat ass. Because let me tell you, because everything is locked down, he can't just be going out to the buffets, after games like he used to. This is the best thing that could have happened to the Steelers.
They're like, holy crap, we might keep him for a whole season.
Right? Yeah. Ben's like, oh, me hungry, me want Burger King. And they're like, no, Ben, you can't go. There's a lockdown. COVID, remember? Oh, Ben's sad. Ben's so hungry.
Oh, man.
Ben, eat another salad. Meh.
When did Ben become the Incredible Hulk?
That's a good question.
How did Dak do last week?
We're doing that again.
Hey, man.
How did he do last week?
Hey, you better be sending your T's and P's.
I mean, I could have swore he had like 3 touchdowns. Oh, no, he didn't. Sorry.
You better send your T's and P's. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, you know what? Wait.
Thoughts and prayers.
Can I say something, Danny?
It's very bad karma, man.
Hey, really quick. Go ahead and highlight Anza there. The only thing he needs now is like something Spurs related up there. Because, my God, this guy lives in Canada and he can't even pick what city he's going to support.
New York, Pittsburgh.
By the way, you notice, he probably didn't even notice that, Ben wasn't one of the players in the picture behind him because they're all the same size as Ben.
5-0 though.
Yeah, until they lift the lockdown.
Who are they playing this week?
Titans.
Oh man, Henry's gonna. If Henry runs over that team, it's over.
He won't.
Yeah, it was a good call, Chris. With that
Pittsburgh defense. Well, they ain't no joke this season.
No, they're not. But I still
coming out of my mouth. Boy, that hurts.
Man, put it this way: until somebody stops Derrick Henry, I'm not betting against the guy. I thought he was going to run all over us in last season's.
Here we go again.
No, I'm talking about Henry. I'm just mentioning Henry.
This is the exact same thing you did last week.
Until you stop Henry, I don't pick against the guy. I literally will not.
No, yeah, I didn't think we were going to stop them in the second half, but it didn't have anything to do with the score, and they needed to pass more. It was because we shut down.
Boy, you wow!
Do you even know what the score was at the half?
Fuck no! It was Kansas City.
Doesn't matter. We weren't. If I remember right, we were only up by maybe 7 points. That doesn't mean that they had to run or throw more. They ran Henry a lot.
Look, man. Look, my grandfather always said, "Don't ever let the truth get in the way of a good joke."
Don't hate the fact that it's been 30, 40 years since your Cowboys have been in a
Your math is horrible.
Okay, topic 8.
Only been
What
like
kind of
26.
impact do you think AB as Antonio Brown will have on the Bucks team? What kind of impact do you think AB will have on the Bucks team?
Has it been confirmed he's going, or is because all I saw was the article saying he was going to talk to them?
It is confirmed because I have chosen him on one of my fantasy league teams, and he's on my team now.
He's on the Bucks.
He signed a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Today.
With the Bucks.
Unbelievable.
With the Bucks.
Wow.
The
Unbelievable.
only reason why this works on the Bucks and not the New England Patriots is because the Bucks don't have the sideline group that New England has. That's why it fell apart, because he was too much of an ego trip on himself. But I mean, not that that's wrong. I mean,
it is.
There's been lots of wide receivers. Moss was like that. T.O. was like that.
Nobody was like that. Nobody was that. That's next level.
Antonio Brown, for them, if
next level narcissism.
I believe he's bipolar. Like, I think he was diagnosed with bipolar.
That's fine, but if he, if he gets into the system well and nobody gives a crap that he's going to start talking crap if he doesn't get enough balls thrown to him, or that he has a horrible, locker room presence. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't give a crap, it's going to give him a better chance to get over the 500 I put him at. And I'm still going to stand by that. Hey, I said it. I'm going to stand by that. I still think they're a 500 team. But with Antonio Brown, I mean, that's going to help the chances as long as it doesn't implode the team, which it's a very good chance that could happen.
Because he's going to take away touches from other guys now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that team's starting to gel. I'll admit it. They're starting to gel. And
does that mean?
What the hell are you? Do you even know what you're talking about?
Starting to gel.
And speaking
you mean they've had
more
time to learn the plays and
even have a team? Why are you still wearing that damn Bo socks crap? My God, Bo socks. Jesus Christ.
It's Red Sox, but okay.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Boston Bo. Okay, it's interesting.
You're in Texas. Pick a Texas team. My God. Oh, wait. That's right.
You guys have to say that about
You're in Missouri. You're taking a team from Kansas. What are you talking about?
No. Kansas City Chiefs are in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, Kansas City is
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Kansas City is in Kansas.
No. There's Kansas City, Kansas. It's smaller.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's where the team has to be. I've never heard him say Missouri. It's Kansas City.
It's Smallville.
Man, y'all cats are crazy.
Man, you're like, man, we lost the Rams. We're just going to claim this other team
on here who actually knows what they're talking about.
You didn't say anything about it, Donnie. What do you think?
I didn't either.
Oh, go ahead, man.
I didn't mean to take you. I was just putting my place in line. No, this is nothing good they're going to get out of it. I didn't know they were hurting at wide receiver.
They're not.
Yeah.
I think if Antonio Brown learned his lesson and taking your money away from you, not getting them checks every Sunday, should have been a big time lesson for him. I think if he come back with his head on straight, that Tom Brady probably will win his 7th Super Bowl.
That's if he's like if he's not out of shape though. Like,
man, some of those players don't get out of shape, man. Have you ever seen T.O. now? I think T.O. still could come to any team and catch a professional share of catches because that sucker stays in magnificent shape. So some of those guys is a doggone, it's a lifestyle. Just because they leave, they don't get like us out of shape and say, fuck it. They still do their same routine and stuff. Now, I know it's not football shape. I know it's not football shape. Now, I'll give you that. It's going to take him probably, listen to Shannon Sharp. He said it takes you about 3 or 4 games to get to football shape. If he starts week 9, 10, 11, week 12, he should start to look like his old self. And then that's right in time for playoffs. So
yeah, but
I don't know. If he learned his lesson and he comes there with his head on straight, I think that's almost a lot that Brady's going to win. At least go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, we're talking about Antonio Brown, yes, but when you said T.O., I mean, TL could be in football shape if he wants to. His body is not going to perform as football shape.
Well, it's
even
not
if
that.
he
It's also
looks
the
football
mental
shape.
aspect of it too. At his age,
That was an extreme example, I think. I don't think he was really.
like mentally, like kind of what you said. Like mentally, he'll know what play.
Say it again, Josh.
No, I don't think that. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying.
Man,
That
fuck.
extreme.
What was I saying?
I got something for you, Josh. Here you go.
He said something about a little extreme.
I
being
tried
extreme
to
or something.
help you out because you was helping me out, and then you forget what you say.
Man, dude, this
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
man, Danny,
Yeah.
you've run this show like a dictator, just with an iron fist.
That's right.
My
And
God,
then 3,
Call me Iron Dan.
2.
Iron
Yeah.
Dan.
No, I'm
Iron
just
Man.
saying, man. Like, Teal's what, in his 40s?
Yeah,
Could be in
easily.
he could be in his good
Hey,
football shape.
I-
Hey,
he
you know
wants
who
to
else is in his 40s? Tom
Who?
Brady, but you don't talk crap about that, do you?
I do.
That's a different position, though.
It is a
That is a
different
different
position.
position.
And I do. I say Tom Brady's passes aren't as accurate as they've been in the past. I can see the drop coming. I see it. He hasn't reached it yet. He hasn't got it yet, but it's there. You know what I mean? His passes are high.
His drop is not as bad as Peyton Manning's. Peyton Manning's was like that last Super Bowl.
Immediate.
That last Super Bowl he won, he was like struggling. My
You
grandson.
mean the one Von Miller won?
Well, he
Yeah.
got the credit for it. He tied his brother. He went home. He rode off into the sunset. So he ain't like that yet. But I give another
Getting
season.
back to Chris was saying that they're starting to click, and I think the opposite part of that is true. Where they're starting to click, so why add more cooks to the kitchen? You know what I mean? It might complicate things in that sense.
Brady gets what Brady wants because
And
Brady
that's-
was a big fan of AB when he was in New England.
There. That's
I mean,
the thing
shit.
right there.
He had when AB went up there, he stayed at Tom's house, although he probably stayed in the servants' quarters. But
Damn.
sorry, guest house. Is that more appropriate?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Damn. It's definitely that. I mean, it's like I question, Bell coming here. I don't know. I mean, it just seems like okay.
Who?
Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's going to help you out. That's
any-
going to help you out.
Well,
bro.
it might, but it just as much might not. I mean, I don't think it's the same.
It's going to keep
I don't think it's the same.
out of harm's way.
But the thing is I don't know. I still question adding things, especially this season when people are still trying to work together. I mean, so maybe it works best for us. But Brown has, if they can get it in there, and if it's going to be kind of like a car that doesn't have brakes. As long as you keep it straight and going, you can be going as fast as you want to be going. As long as you don't lose control and need the brakes.
I think Le'Veon Bell to y'all is fantastic. I wish he would come to Washington desperately. I would desperately take him. God, I would take him because he's going to keep your quarterback out of harm's way. I think he wants to be there because he know he has a legitimate chance at going to the Super Bowl and beat. And if he could beat Pittsburgh on the way, that would be icing on the top. I think he's going to be highly motivated. So I think y'all did a good. I think Andy Reid, if he had anything to do with that, it was a stroke of genius. And
That's
I would
fine.
Danny, stop letting him do this. Every question somehow
No,
it comes
I
back to
just,
Kansas City.
It's the same thing. It's adding a late or mid-season
It's not the same
addition
thing.
how is it not? You're still adding something that isn't there already. Your team that's been playing so far.
Yeah, but y'all lost a little bit of steam when you lost when you let Hunt go. That was your number one mistake.
Okay, I don't disagree with that, but I'm
never let
still
Hunt
saying that we don't know, and I'm trying to keep this on Brown. I am trying to keep this more on Brown.
Obviously.
Because I was trying to make a comparison because that's how you do things, Matt.
Yeah, but look,
I know you don't understand that because you have nothing to compare the crap that your team is. But anyways.
Well, that's not how comparisons work either.
when you add.
Thank you. Listen, Le'Veon Bell, he's coming from a team that's he's been playing.
Hold on, dog. It's Le'Veon, not no Levon.
Okay,
Le'Veon. Okay, Le'Veon Bell.
When you
Le'Veon.
add something mid-season,
I don't pay attention to him.
can affect how your team works together. Will Bell
Yes.
work better for the Kansas City Chiefs? Probably. But it could do the same thing that Brown might do. Brown's going to be, listen, Brown is an excellent wide receiver. He's going to give Tom Brady a better target than some of the targets he has currently.
You can't say that.
The problem is he's also been known to be a cancer. And that is why it didn't last in New England.
Well, no,
Tom
I think
Brady
with New
likes
England, it was a
Antonio
legal
Brown.
thing. No, you're wrong though. I think in New England, he had legal problems.
It was a legal thing.
It
That's
wasn't
fine.
a cancer
They
problem.
wanted
No,
to
it's
deal
not fine. It was two different things.
It was a legal thing. I'll say this though. I think he would have been better off going to Seattle.
Yeah, I thought that was the plan.
It actually was the plan. It actually was. Originally was reported that it would be Seattle, but whatever happened, he ended up with Tampa Bay. Probably spoke to Brady. Brady said, yeah, come to Tampa Bay. He said, okay, Brady, I'm going to come to Tampa Bay. You know?
Josh, your background got me confused. Like you in a parking
Yeah, I
lot
know,
at a
it's-
grocery store.
Yeah, what the hell's happening, Josh?
That's
You got
Gillette
kicked out the house?
Stadium and No. It's the computer. It's the way it is. This laptop.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Thought I was in the multiverse of madness just now.
No, it's like I need to raise this up. Still figuring it out. But all right.
Wait, are you in the garage?
Yeah, I'm in the garage. No.
Let's go to top.
Oh, I thought that was the garage door you were talking about. I need to raise it up more.
Topic number 9.
There we go.
As Mike McCarthy lost the locker room.
You know this. You know I was getting into this one.
Ooh, that sounds like
Maddie
fire right there,
first.
boy. Fire.
I don't know if he has or not. I think Sean Lee coming out this week to try to put a lid, not to put a lid, but like kind of bring everybody back together was important. I think it has a lot. I don't think Nolan was the right choice for defensive coordinator at all. I really miss what's his name? Not Machiavelli. What do I always say Machiavelli? Oh, man.
McAdoo?
No, he went like 0-16 with the Lions, but he was a really good defensive coordinator.
Not Jim Schwartz or whatever.
No. It's Molinari.
Melanari.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I really miss him, man. Everybody played hard for him. You would never see any because this is coming from the defensive side, by the way, without a doubt. It's the defense that's
But they ain't got Sean Lee. They ain't got the Vander Hash.
no. He came back. He came back this past week.
Vander Hash.
Vander Esch, yeah, the Wolf Hunter, LVE. Oh,
Okay. What do you think, Anzo?
He's definitely lost the locker room. When you have players on your team coming out talking about how the coaching staff ain't prepared for games and stuff like that, yeah, he's just a matter of time before he gets fired.
I don't know about that now.
So that might have been some of the problem in Green Bay. You think?
What do you
It
mean?
sure seems like the Packers are playing a whole lot better this year.
The Packers are playing better? But you mean with the coach? Oh, absolutely, It could be. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. 100%. I agree with you.
Hey, they haven't lost it yet. They still have a really good shot at the playoffs, believe it or not.
Who?
The Cowboys, man.
I know that. I know they do. I know. I know. But that division is trash.
Don't you ever say that shit again.
No, but he's right, though.
If you say that again, you
Say
will never
what?
be allowed on this show.
Say what?
Yeah,
Dallas Cowboys will never, ever get out of playoffs and win a Super Bowl.
I don't
that's
think
not
that's what
true.
he's saying. All he
I
was
never
saying
say
is
anything
that
about
they-
win a Super Bowl.
I know.
But
I know.
they're only one. I know you are. They're only one
Yeah.
game out, man.
yeah, we're still gonna win the division. Oh, my God,
We
look
can't-
who we
can't
play.
even- that division is the sorriest division
Doesn't matter.
It's got to be in the history.
You know
what?
The five of us could get 6 other people, and we could go in the NFC East and beat anybody in there.
No, we couldn't.
Yes, we could. They're just that sorry.
I'll be with you in spirit, but I don't know if I'm going to go.
They just that sorry.
Going down a road I cannot follow.
I am a Redskin fan, and I'm embarrassed. I don't have nothing Redskin except in my office, and I hide that.
Why hide it?
Because it's hard. They're beyond sorry.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just learning that now. I get it now that you're not Redskins, football team, whatever you want to call it.
It's called the
I still say Redskins. I don't mean no disrespect towards Indians.
No,
I do.
have no problem with Indians. I don't have no disrespect. That's what I've grown up with them. Until they change their name, that's what they're going to be. I'm sorry. The Washington football team don't cut it.
I agree with that. And
I think Washington Warriors sounds good.
Do something.
I don't know why they didn't go with Sentinels.
The Washington Sentinels, the Washington Braves. I don't care. Give me something. Mm-hmm. I can't stop. That's been ingrained in my head for the past 40-something years. I can't stop calling them that.
Listen, you call it the same thing as their baseball team, even if it wasn't permanent. That's what they should have just fallen back on. Washington National Football Team.
Yeah, they could have did that. Anything.
I mean, I'm not saying permanently. I'm just saying for now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mike McCarthy, while he may have lost the locker room, if they make it to the playoffs, they're not gonna fire him yet. They're gonna probably pull him aside. What they might do is they'll pull him aside in the offseason and say, your defense is atrocious. This team sucks because of that defense. Fire the defensive coordinator, get somebody else in here now. You got 1 year to figure this out.
You don't know Jerry Jones at all.
Well, okay. Jerry Jones does not run things like most people. That's obvious. But
no, I mean, Jerry's not going to give up on a decision that he made. He doesn't want it to be proven wrong. And if he is going to be proven wrong, by God, it's going to be more than one season for it to happen. He ain't going nowhere.
See, if Jason Garrett's here there for 6-7 years,
10 years, a decade.
Oh my God! Then McCarthy, he got at least 4. So he ain't worrying about that now. See, where he made his mistake at, I would have got Sean.
Payton.
Sean Payton from the Saints. That was one to kind of jump ship. That's who I would have got.
Should have never let him go in the first place.
What was Garrett's record there for? What was his?
Yeah, sure. Hold on.
Not good.
It was who and cares. That's right.
I'm pretty sure he had a winning record.
Yeah, 8-8. He had a bunch of 8-8s.
And he had a 13-3.
5-67. I'm going to say this: if Mike McCarthy, depending on what their record turns out to be this year, if it's 8-8, whatever, fine, okay. But if they somehow can't pull out this whole season in that division, and then they come back next year and they don't perform again, and they have a losing record. Man, I don't know how often he's going to do that.
I'm sorry.
Highlander division, there can be only one.
I'm sorry, but they're not going anywhere with Andy Dalton at quarterback.
Oh, also, by the way, our entire offensive line is hurt. We are on our third left tackle.
So
our third.
Danny.
No, he does give a shit because he knows that without an offensive line, a starting quarterback, you're not going anywhere.
Danny, doesn't that sound so familiar to the Lemachenko argument earlier today?
What?
Huh?
What?
The injuries. Oh, my offensive line is injured.
I'm sorry, you don't think injuries play?
You
don't think they play a part?
Hold on.
No, they do. They do.
Wait,
I'm just saying.
It doesn't matter.
You guys were talking about Lomachenko before? I missed.
Yeah.
Wasn't here. Why? Why are we still talking about that? Just out of curiosity.
I think it just came.
Man, get him out of here.
I thought we were done with that.
Hold on.
He had that shoulder surgery.
The question was, the boxing question was, and I'm pull it back up real quick. What needs to happen in the boxing world to bring excitement back, especially in the heavyweight division? and then it just kind of
okay.
it just kind of slid onto the fight because we never really
Mhm.
officially talked about it on this show. And then Maz brought to our attention that Millie Vanilli Chinchenko, whatever his name is, had an injured shoulder, and he wasn't able to perform at his highest peak. And that immediately after the fight, the next day, he went and got some kind of surgery, like the Bionic Man or whatever, and then he's supposed to come back in the rematch.
Okay.
If he can get it done to fight Lopez, but Lopez is pretty much saying, "Fuck you! I don't get all
Hold
the
on.
belts. I don't need a rematch. Bye."
Here's the
Yeah, I
thing.
don't care, man. I'm sorry. I
There's
don't wanna watch
several things that, even if it's true that it affects your team, that coaches have been fired for. The fact that they can't perform because of injuries, because you can always go back and say, well, this call was called this way when I could prove on tape that it shouldn't have been done this way. Or, I can
That
show
is
you
not
that.
even close to being the same thing.
Yeah,
Hold on,
actually, it is.
let him finish,
People
let
have
him
been fired because it doesn't matter. That record is what matters. And trust me, after this season, he's got 100,000 seats in that stadium that are not getting filled. And Jerry Jones will expect something. He wants the butts filled. And if people see them stinking enough
Just
this
because
year,
of COVID.
He wants the butts
You-
filled.
He wants all the butts filled?
yeah,
All right,
well, no,
we're
he wants the
editing.
seats
Re-edit.
filled.
Re-edit.
He wants the seats filled.
with the butt.
And he can't do that right now. And yes, it's because of COVID.
I'm sorry.
But-
Are you blaming
Shut
Are
up
you
and listen
blaming
for a
McCarthy for the COVID outbreak?
No.
We don't even know if he went to China.
Listen to me. Understand this. It doesn't matter if you have injuries. If your team doesn't perform, your team doesn't perform. And it's not just the offense with the offensive line. That's not the thing.
It's a big thing.
Sucks. If they
Hold
don't
on.
win this year, and then next year comes around and they don't win again, and people don't want to come and see the crap they're putting on the field,
That never
Jerry
happens.
Jones doesn't give a crap if it's his pick or not. He'll blame it on Mike McCarthy, and he'll walk away and say, next person up. He's been doing it for years. He's not nearly as bad as what's his name that owns Washington, because Washington has been horrible like that in the past too.
I'm
They don't
sorry.
care. They will not take the blame for it. They'll push it off on somebody else, and they'll start and just say, let's do this again.
I'm sorry. What has he been doing for years?
He has been running people in and out of there if he doesn't like the way things are done.
Right.
And if
Except for Jason Garrett, who was the coach for 10 years. Before that was Bill Parcells for like
But,
4.
how many? Wait. Hold on here. He. Let's see here. How many? Hold on. Let me look this up real quick.
While he looks
Okay.
that up, Matt, go to your point. Oh, go
Let me
ahead.
let me make one quick statement about the Dallas Cowboys. I think right now any coach is in trouble because right now Jerry Jones is racing his mortality clock. He knows statistically he doesn't have many more years on this planet, and he wants to win a championship before he closes his eyes for the final time. So whatever crazy concoction or whatever crazy team or whatever crazy thing, he's going to try if he thinks it's going to give him a legitimate chance to get back to the promised land. I'm holding that trophy up one more time. So I wouldn't feel
I
safe
agree.
with nobody. Nobody should feel safe on Dallas Cowboy because that is what he is racing now. And when you race against your mortality clock, sometimes the usual logical decisions that you normally would make is out the window.
Oh, but no. Matt just said that no, he's gonna be there for a long time.
I'm not saying that. My statement is
I didn't even say a long time. He's not going to get fired after one season. I can name
don't-
all of the coaches for the Dallas Cowboys right now.
It doesn't matter.
He doesn't go from coast to coast to coast like what Dan Snyder does. That's just not true. That's not true. You said it. It's not
I
true.
said
What is his
Snyder.
contract,
I
though?
said Snyder was worse. I did say that.
Yeah, but they're
I
not
said, don't
the
think
same at
for
all.
a second. Don't think for a second that Mike McCarthy is safe. If Jones
That's
wants
not-
to throw it around and blame it on McCarthy, he'll walk away from McCarthy. It doesn't matter if it's his pick or not. If he doesn't, okay, and I'm not saying they won't get to the playoffs this year because in that division they should, but if they don't because it's that division, that's not going to look good for him. And two, if they can't do it again next year,
He's already said all this. Can I actually respond this time?
Wait, listen. You've also said that they're going to get rid of Dak Prescott and get a number one pick. That's why they're going to tank.
Not what I said.
Yeah, you did. You said, "Oh, look."
No, I did not. I did not say they're going to get a number one pick.
Hold on.
You said that they could get a high pick. Okay, not a number one. Let's just get. What I mean is a high first round pick, and they're going to get a quarterback. Well, okay, so now we're starting all over again. If it doesn't work next year, then what? No, he expects something, and I just don't think that.
I think everyone expects something.
I just don't think it's going to end up being like you think.
All right, let me.
I don't doubt that.
I'm on screen now. Let me break all this down for you, okay? All right. Jerry Jones. What we can only go off of what we know about what has happened in the past. Danny brings up a good point that he's getting close to that, that to click, which he could do something crazy. But he's also too old to really change his ways. And what his ways are is when he brings in a coach. Look, we went from Landry to Jimmy Johnson to Barry Switcher to Dave Campo to Bill Parcells to Jason Garrett. I just named all the head coaches. What are you talking about? He's not as bad as Dan Snyder. They're not even in the same category when it comes to head coaches being hired and fired. That's ridiculous. 2, as far as the team this year, their entire offensive line is done. Zach Martin had a concussion last week. He'll probably be back maybe this week, maybe the week after, but that's one. They're on the 3rd left tackle. Don't forget about the quarterback is out as well. That defense is horrendous, absolutely. From top to bottom, this year is a mess. It is done. He is not going to fire Mike McCarthy after this 1 year when there were so many other factors. Did Mike McCarthy, did he chip in this horrible fucking horrendous season? Probably. But we're not going to be able to separate what was the core of everything that happened, because then you had COVID, trying to put in a new system over Zoom, like all these problems. If you bring in a new coach at this point, you're going to have to put in an entire new system. Look at Green Bay. Green Bay brought in a new head coach last year, right? It went okay. It didn't go as well as it did, but look what they're doing this year, other than the Tampa Bay game. That system has been in place, and the players have been able to learn it over a 2-year period, and they're far more better off than they were before. So you're saying that we should just abandon the scheme and everything else that's going. He's not going to do that. That's ridiculous.
I cannot
say he was going to abandon them. I did say that it is a very real possibility.
Okay, go ahead.
I seen that there were reports of talking about firing him, but that could just be some reports. But I'm kind of on Mad's side, one of the issue with a lot of these teams is they're firing their coach every year. Mid-season, they're firing their coach. And I'm sorry, but when you bring in a coach and your team is mediocre, you can't expect that coach to make that team better in 1 year. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. More times than not, it doesn't. So I'm just like, I don't think he's going to fire him after 1 year. I think maybe 2 years, 3 years. If it doesn't get better, then he's gone. But not 1 year. I don't think 1 year either.
Let's go.
I was just going to say, I don't say that he's going to. I just wouldn't be surprised by it.
Okay.
Wow, you said a lot just to boil it down to. I wouldn't be surprised.
Go ahead, Josh.
I wouldn't.
Damn, Josh, you went to the inside the house. No,
I know. I'm changing. I'm changing it up. I wouldn't. If you want to compare it to Jason Garrett, I mean, McCarthy should be there for 10 years. If
he's just
7.
He's a much better
or whatever it was. 7.
Coach.
Sure. Yeah, and he's a better coach. Yeah.
He is.
I agree. Let's go to question 10. Some Cowboy players have said that that the coaching staff doesn't know what they are doing and are unprepared for games. We already covered that, so I ain't going.
We discussed that.
All right,
that was all wrapped in.
Does ODB need to demand a trade from the Browns to save his career? Does ODB need to demand a trade from the Browns to save his career?
Absolutely, he does.
Now, now you said in the other conversation that players shouldn't be allowed to trade from players to another teams they didn't want to, that they should stay where they're at.
No. That's not the gist of what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't force your way out. But if you're sitting there and you're saying, listen, I need to make a trade, and the team says, you know what, we're going to make a trade for you, then I have an issue with that. It's mine is when you're forcing the team to trade you by not playing games, by sitting out, pretending that you're injured. That's my issue. But I definitely think that he definitely needs to demand a trade.
I think that the Browns are doing really good though, so I don't know.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's
not.
If he's not, here's the thing though.
Is he getting the targets?
Not really.
How many targets does he average a game?
Last week, I think they targeted him 3 times. He had 1 catch for like 12 yards, but he was only targeted either between 3 or 5 times. You know what I mean?
In that vein, maybe then the Browns need to trade him to get their market value. You know what I mean? Maybe it would be better for them to trade rather than, let him demand a trade.
Either or, I do think he needs to get up out of there because something is not clicking, and he's a better wide receiver than what he's been showing this year. And even last year, he didn't do great.
I don't think he is. I think that 1 catch, as spectacular as it was, propelled him to this stardom, and his head got bigger, and he thinks he's better than what he actually is.
No, he was good when he was on the Giants, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, he was good. It wasn't just that catch. He was good. Yeah. But it's when he went to the Browns. And even with the Giants, Eli Manning started to decline. And that's when he started to demand his trade or ask for a trade, or they traded him. I don't remember. Or he was a free agent. Can't remember what happened if he was a free agent or traded. But at the end of the day, he knew that with Eli declining, he had to get out of there. You know what I mean? And right now, Baker Mayfield is not getting him the ball where he needs it. So I think he should go.
Wow.
This is the best start in Browns history for a long time. So we'll see what happens in the end.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not part of it. Like, look at his stats for this year.
This year, Landry has 24 receptions. Beckham has 23.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So, I mean, let's see here.
How many touchdowns does he have?
Their yards are even at 319. Their yard average, Beckham's at 13.9. Landry's at 13.3. He's tied for the most receiving touchdowns on the team, only tied with Hunt. They both have 3.
Who's the wide receiver 3 after Beckham?
The third wide receiver is either Higgins or Hodge. I don't know, but they have significantly less touches.
So right, look now let's look at this.
Yep.
Okay. Top wide receivers in the league are averaging about 40 receptions so far. He has 23.
But okay, and Matt's not going to like that I go to the Chiefs, but when you've got a lot of players,
not surprised, that's for sure.
When you got a lot of players that play on your team that can make plays, it's going to get spread out more. And if he's still at the top of their receiving, and he's got tied for the same amount of yards as the other guy that's at the top, he has 3 touchdowns. The other people don't. Him going to the team and demanding a trade. Well, I'm not getting the touches I want. So what you want us to only throw it to you is what you're saying? Because we have thrown it to you almost as much as the second wide receiver. You've had more touchdowns than he has. You have the same amounts of yards that he has. What is it that you're not happy with?
Maybe he's getting double covered too. Is he getting double covered?
The fact is that a lot of these Tyrell Boyd, who Danny just got rid of in fantasy leagues, has 37 receptions, and he's trash.
What are you telling my business for?
I just seen you got rid of him out there, so I was like, look, Danny got rid of him, and this guy is trash, and he has more receptions than Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham's a better wide receiver than him.
You think, Chris, maybe it's the quarterback he's having a problem with? Like, he has the same amount of yards as the other guy. He has this, that. But if he was on a team with, I don't know, a good quarterback, he thinks he would have more.
Give me another wide receiver. Give me another wide receiver that you would put on par with Beckham.
Randy Moss.
No, currently.
Oh, currently.
He's up there with like
Not Metcalf.
CD Lamb.
I would have said that too.
Okay.
CD Lamb too.
He has 36 receptions this year. And what did I say Beckham has?
23.
How about Julio Jones?
Well, I did CD Lamb for a specific reason.
I know, because he's a Cowboy.
Well, because he's number.
Put him up against Julio Jones.
Jones.
Well, the reason I went with CD Lamb is because CD Lamb is the number 3 wide receiver. So if he has better stats than Odell Beckham, who's a number 1, then the problem may not be.
He is number 9 in current receptions or current in the. I'm looking at wide receiver stats. He's number 9 on there. He's tied for number 9. But put it this way:
who is
CD Lamb?
Okay.
So what you're telling me is all the number 1 wide receivers that below him deserve to go to their team and say, "I want to trade right now."
I didn't say anything like that at all. You asked me for a wide receiver. I gave you one.
No, I'm asking for somebody you would actually put on par with
CD Lamb.
Okay, so he's got 36
receptions.
But
right? How many does Odell Beckham have?
23.
23.
Okay.
Do you think
how much yards?
Julio Jones. Somebody mentioned that in Atlanta has 23 also.
Julio Jones was injured for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's. I think stick with CD Lamb. What's the yards?
Schuster has 23.
What's the yards?
Let me go there.
And Schuster has 23 because at the end of the game, the Steelers have been up and they've just ran out the ball. So there's reasons for
CD
that.
Lamb's about 180.
Like garbage time stuff you're talking about, Anzo?
All I'm saying is I'm not sure that because I'm looking at the first one I see here that I might say I guess I would hope that he would be about the same as Beckham, but there's a lot of people up here that aren't.
Beckham, I just looked it up. Beckham just made a top 10 list in receivers this year. He's number 10.
Well, I'm looking at stats here. What stats?
Yeah, I don't know what you're looking at because I'm looking at the stats too, and he's nowhere near number 10.
No, top 10 receivers for the 2000 NFL season.
Oh, okay, yeah, but that's a ranking. That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm just looking at this, and there's a lot of people up at the top that just normally I wouldn't put there. I just think it's the season right now.
But what we're saying
is it is a season.
What we're saying is Odell Beckham is a number 1 receiver.
Doesn't
and
matter.
He's getting passes thrown to him like he's the number 3 guy. That's what we're saying. He's not
on
getting.
That team. They're spreading the ball out pretty evenly.
But he's a lot better than. He's a lot better than who's the other one? Jordy or whatever.
Lamb, CJ Lamb.
No. I'm talking about the other wide receiver on Cleveland.
Hold on, I'll go back to it.
Let me ask you this,
Landry.
Yeah, Landry.
Yeah, Landry at 24. Anzo, do you think about what I said before about maybe teams are double covering him, so he's creating more opportunities for other people to get the ball?
That's a possibility too.
Like with Gronk, sometimes Gronk would have his numbers aren't that great. Yeah, because he's like double covered and he's creating all these opportunities for other wide receivers to get separation.
No, that's a possibility too. But at the same time, he's one of those wide receivers that can go up over double coverage and catch the ball. You know what I mean? He's very athletic.
I don't watch the Browns, so I don't know. Maybe
Josh. Hey, Josh. Do you think anybody ever thought about double covering Jerry Rice?
Yeah.
All right. So then
he's still got some numbers.
All right. Then you go to targeted,
right?
Oh,
sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You would go to targeted next, right? He has been targeted 42 times. Yeah. He is 9 over the next person, which is Landry. So he's getting targeted more. So why
are you defending why are we even talking about the Browns this much? My God.
Why do we talk about the Dallas Cowboys as much as we do?
Hold on, guys.
Well, because they're relevant.
Say before you left?
Because they're in the playoff hunt, man. They're in the playoff hunt.
They're in the playoff hunt.
Only because listen, you could bring up Alabama right now, and they'd trounce anybody in that freaking division.
No, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
Oh, I wish they would allow that to happen. I mean, I hate Alabama.
They
so
don't for this very reason.
It would be like 63-0, man.
You say
Sorry.
that. I don't know, man. I just don't know.
Professional
Hold on,
athletes. I
guys.
don't know
Hold
what to
on,
say.
hold on, guys. Danny, what were you gonna ask me before you left?
Oh, I was going to ask you: Is Odell Beckham that good, or you like him that much? 'Cause I think it's more you like him that much.
I don't even like Odell Beckham.
Oh, okay.
I just think he's a better quarterback than what he's been.
Then he better
better
go
wide
to a
receiver
team that
than-
only wants to throw to him, because I think he's the type of guy that only wants to be thrown to. He doesn't care about a team. He cares about him.
I disagree.
He's also not a bad quarterback
how
either.
is
On
it-
teams. He did have a touchdown
I agree
pass.
with Chris. I think he's overhyped.
How the hell? How do you say that he's only concerned about himself? If he isn't only concerned about himself, he is with everybody else on that team. He is he's one under the receptions. He's been thrown to more. It's not like he's not being treated like the number one. And if you factor in things we don't have, I mean, I'm sure somebody out there has stats of how many times he's been double teamed. I'm not on those extra huge stat sites that
I don't watch the Browns either, so I don't know.
Well, the thing
I
is,
watched the Browns, and he's not getting the ball when it time.
he's been thrown to more than anybody else on
when
that
the
team.
when the time comes
one
during
reception
the
under.
fourth quarter, he does not get the ball, and that's what he. That's why he was complaining at the end of the game the last time. Like he threw off his helmet.
He better not go to a team.
He threw off his helmet and everything. You know what I mean? He threw off his helmet and everything. He was frustrated because he was open and he wasn't getting the ball. He needs a better quarterback. I'm sorry, Baker Mayfield is not that good.
Okay, here's the thing.
I agree with that.
Okay, maybe that's true, but the thing is you never saw anybody throw down their helmet on the New England Patriots because they were unhappy they weren't getting thrown to. They worked as a team.
Okay, but New England Patriots is an anomaly, bro.
Guy that got it. It wasn't always.
New England Patriots was an anomaly. You got to understand that. No other franchise is like the New England Patriots franchise. Just like no other franchise is like the San Antonio Spurs franchise. They're just not.
Throw him out for that. Kick into the curb for that one.
My Lord.
Listen.
No.
There are
hold
other
on.
teams that are similar.
No, it's facts though, because the players on those teams don't fucking go against the coaches. They don't do it.
So there's a
Becking order.
The problem.
There's a Becking order.
I'm gonna say one thing about. Oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this shit about the Spurs. And the damn Patriots. The reason they're buying into their coaches that look, the team is more important than the one person. Mm-hmm. Because I've seen in several interviews that Timmy, you know what his name is, I ain't gonna say his last name, would have been a much better player on another team, but he bought into his coach's thing and he took the hometown discount. That's why he ain't made the money he made. Mm-hmm. Same thing's been said about Tom Terrific. He took the hometown discount. Mm-hmm. He didn't make the money he should have made. That worked for those teams, but for someone like Odell Beckham, it ain't working. I think personally, I don't think he's the problem. I just think he's not as good as he was blown up to be. He made that one spectacular catch, just like Jadeveon Clowney made that one spectacular hit. It automatically rose his stock, but he ain't been able to live up to it. That's just what I think. I think he's good, but is he a top 10 receiver? I haven't seen him put together a season to make me say he is a consistent top 10 wide receiver. I have not seen that yet.
He's had a couple of seasons, and I understand what you're saying, right? And this is why I was going up against Chris, because you're like, the franchises are different, right? They buy into them. They buy into what the coach is saying. So you'll never hear anybody on the Patriots come out and say something fucked up about the organization.
Right. I'm not saying that they're looking for exactly like that. What I'm saying is if they're going for a team, let's work as a team to win, because before, I mean, this team hasn't really had an identity. And if the identity starts becoming, we're going to pass it to, we're going to spread the ball around. We're going to give everybody their options. We're going to let, we're going to let Chubb and Hunt and well, Chubb's out now, isn't he? Or
Chubb
wait,
is out.
yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So it's Hunt and who now? Hunt
Just
and
Hunt.
Hillard?
Just Hunt.
Okay. Well, if they spread it around, because I know Hillard is still there though, isn't he?
Yeah, but Hunt's taking the lion's share of the carries.
Okay, so like Hillard might do third downs or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, the thing is if their mentality as a team and the coaching staff's mentality as a team is let's spread the ball out, let's evenly play this, and I don't know what's their record right now. What is?
Hey, who's the Browns tight end, Chris? Can you see that? Who the tight end is of the team? Actually, I don't even know.
Bryant and
who?
Bryant and Harrison Bryant and NJOKU, Juki, something. I don't know.
One thing that made what made New England click and what made San Antonio click is that their star players were coached heavily by the coach, and the coach would get on their ass. So when you see the star player getting on when you see the coach getting the star player's ass, that's gonna make you fall in line too. Because you're like,
I agree.
If you're doing that to Timmy, then you know you're gonna eat me up. Or if you're doing that to Tom, you know you're gonna eat me up. So that helped also with the coaches.
I agree.
The other teams ain't feeling all that because some of these players is like, man, fuck you. I ain't doing that.
What I'm saying though is if they're, and I'm trying. What is their record? Because I'm
4-2.
4-2. Okay. If their mentality right now is winning games and getting them where they want to go,
finally,
why the hell would you let? If Beckham wants to go at this point, let him go. Because I don't think it's going to help them if they let him go. But that's what I'd be sitting down and
not let him go if they get extra stuff for like good players for him.
I guess
I don't know,
but I would be looking at him going like, you're demanding a trade because one, we're winning with this style of football. You're still leading the team in targets. You're one under in receptions. Where are you? Who are you to think you aren't getting treated like the number one? Just because another wide receiver has one more reception than you, we've thrown it to you more. It's not our fault that you haven't, but we're spreading it out. And you're on a winning team. Go back to New York.
Right.
But Chris, they knew. Go back. I hear what you're saying, Chris, but they knew the monster we're getting when they signed him. So
I totally agree with that.
So it's up to, in my opinion, you have to have some kind of relationship with your quarterback. Do I agree with him throwing the temper tantrum? No. But I agree with him going to old boy's house one day and say, hey, look, man, I know we're on a team. I know this, and this, but I need more targets. That's what he should do. Whether he hadn't done that or not, I don't know. But that's what I would do, first of all. Well, then if that didn't work, then I bet
going over to Baker Mayfield's house and saying, dude, if we're in the fourth quarter and we're down by 3 points or something, man, listen, look my way first. I have the talent to catch it.
But even with that being said, right? Yeah, okay, let's say you're talking about the stats where it's like, oh yeah, you're only been targeted one time less or whatever, but maybe the team is just not passing enough in general.
When you got somebody like Kareem Hunt,
you know what I mean? Maybe they're not just passing enough in general.
I agree with what you're saying, Anzo, but what Chris said with Chubbs and Hunt, man, that's
I get it. I get it.
Here's the thing: if you're Odell Beckham at this point right now, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, going, "I obviously went to the wrong team because I want to be the guy." And I went to a team that no longer is looking for a guy. What
the hell?
So the championship fight in the UFC 254 is over. I have the results.
Are you serious
already?
Yeah.
What is it? Early fight or something?
Yeah, I think they may have been on the fight island, so the timing's different.
Khabib.
Yeah, Khabib won by triangle choke in the second round within like the first 2 minutes of the second round, and put him to sleep. Put him to sleep.
See, I'd have been mad as hell if I'd have paid $50 for that.
You know?
Well, I'd have been mad as hell.
It went exactly the way I said it was. The constant pressure and got him on the ground and just dominated him from the ground. Also, Khabib retired from the sport of MMA after the fight. So that was his last fight.
Smart. He doggone finish on top. That's exactly how to do it. I take the money.
There you go.
Thank you, Khabib. Good job. Let's give Bam Mardigan a good hand because he report live action on the channel. Oh man, that's awesome. Can't believe
Very
it.
good.
I watched the whole fight too.
That is a first.
It didn't take 1 minute.
For real.
No, it did not. It did not take long at all.
For real. That was a first.
5 minutes. Done.
Okay, let's go to question 9. You've been on question. Oh, damn, we already did that. Question 11.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. It is question 12. What are your weekly picks? Oh, yeah. Anzo,
right.
can you tell the panel? Can you tell the panel in the chat who's in lead now?
My stats are all wrong. So
I'm gonna take that means that Danny, you're in the lead.
I'm in the lead by,
Can I
by
ask
3.
you why?
Last time I was in the lead by 3 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Can I ask you why on the football questions you have football like soccer, a soccer field?
Because I couldn't find one with a real football field. So
Okay, that's fine.
a field is a field.
Okay,
I just post the questions. I don't make the little boxes.
no, that's fine. Okay.
If you want,
Well,
if I
see.
look later on in the week, I'll try to get you. I'll try to get one for you and do it up.
Nope.
For
Yeah,
you.
it really can't be that difficult.
No, but it depends, right? Because when
Listen,
I do it, I
I've-
gotta make sure that the white doesn't.
Yeah, I've done cards before, and I have to say this: Anzo's on point with his cards. He is on.
Oh
on,
yeah. It looks. It looks
No,
good.
I just asked a question. I am certainly not
Oh, that's no.
Mhm.
faulting you for
There's-
your time that you put toward.
I'm not gonna
No.
do it.
I mean, I would have never even noticed if you wouldn't have said anything.
I damn sure
That's
noticed.
true.
I just noticed. I looked down and said, "What the?" I just asked.
But yeah,
I mean,
you're
he
not
is
trying
in
to
Canada.
say anything.
I'm sure. You know.
And just for the record, yes, Danny is leading by 3 games, but it's okay. I will come back and take the lead. It's not an issue.
Interesting.
So the scores are Mad 59 and 32, Roberto 58 and 33, Danny 60 and 27, me 61 and 30, Josh 38 and 21, and Chris 7 and 7.
Oh, look! I did just so great, man. There were some fucked up games last week.
Yeah, last week was horrible, man.
You got to be able to read the tea leaves, baby. Got to be able to read the
I'm
tea leaves.
learning.
You got
I'm learning.
lucky. First
I'm
off,
catching-
Josh had the best week last week.
And I picked the Eagles this Thursday, and they barely squeaked it out.
Yes, you did. And for the record, Matt gave me his pick really late, but I'm gonna let it slide this time. But the next time, if I don't get the pick before the game starts, you will get a loss. Exactly.
Define
DNF.
really late. Define
Did not
really late.
finish.
Like,
Huh?
define
DNF.
really late.
The fourth
Like the
quarter of
next
the game,
day?
he gave him his pick.
No, the next day.
What?
next
After the
game.
game?
Yes.
What?
Wait,
But
what?
I sent the message. I typed it in. I guess never hit send. So
I'll be real though.
Like,
I'll be real though. He didn't look at the message until the next day because I kept going back in to see when he saw the message.
yeah,
and
I
he
never got
didn't see it till the
notified.
next day. So I said I give you that one, but the next time it's a
You
lot.
got your uke there. I got my guitar. I'll play it next time.
Plus,
Okay.
plus,
You wanna-
Danny, we're not
Mhm.
really worried about Mad winning this thing anyway. So you know,
He gonna stay true to his.
Nice.
his
I have a
team.
smaller M audio. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead with the games, and then everyone pick who they want to.
Mhm.
First game is Panthers versus the Saints. I'm going Saints.
Danny is New Orleans. I'm going New Orleans.
Chris,
New Orleans.
Josh,
Panthers.
ooh, Mad.
New Orleans.
All right.
New Orleans. Hold on. Let me get Roberto's up there so I can just say it and put it on at the same time. Because he gave me his picks. Just give me a second.
You realize they're playing in the dome, don't you, Josh?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of motivation there, though, and Teddy Bridgewater, and he has a lot to prove. So
no, I don't think so. He didn't have bad blood with New Orleans. He left for a better opportunity because Drew Brees came back. I don't think there's bad blood there at all.
I heard different things, but yeah, I'm going to go with him. Crazy.
Roberto took Saints as well. Next one.
Steelers versus the Titans. Ooh, boy, that's a tough one there. Fuck.
I'm going to surprise you guys.
I'm going with the Titans.
And I'm going to take the Steelers.
I'm going with the Titans.
And you said Tennessee, no problem.
Chris.
I mean, it would never surprise me if the Steelers won this game. Their defense, of course, only 94 points for the season. But I'm going to go with the Titans because if the Titans if they want to play with the big boys, this is their game they're going to have to do it with. So I think that, I'm kind of worried about them this season for us. So I think Titans.
Josh.
Is it in Pittsburgh?
It's in
Tennessee.
Not that,
it's in Tennessee too.
Really play a lot of.
Wow, they're both 5-0. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. A lot of action. I'm gonna go with the Titans. The Titans.
Josh, you let me down, bro. You let me down.
I know. I almost went with this.
Mad.
Titans.
All right, man.
I thought you were gonna save Steelers too. Fuck.
Who did who's the other guy you have on your Roberto?
He took the Titans as well.
Ooh, wow.
So I'm the only pit.
Oh, go figure with your background there.
If they win, I am going to be messaging every single one of you. Just remember this.
Every single touchdown, like now what? No.
I won't do that. I don't want to jinx nothing. I'll wait till the
final. You don't want to do that.
I'll wait till the final score.
Never monologue before a win.
No,
that's true. That's always why the Bond villain.
Cowgirls versus the Washington football team.
Ooh.
This is penguin shit versus rhinoceros shit.
Well,
and just
because
I'm a fan. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I cannot pick Dallas again, so I'm going with Washington this time.
I'm going with Washington too.
How many points did Dallas score last week?
I'm picking Dallas.
Of course.
How many points did Dallas get last week?
10.
Oh, wow.
I think
amazing. 10. Yeah, Washington.
You said Washington, Chris?
Yeah. I don't want to because again, dog shit, penguin shit, whatever type of shit.
I don't want to have to take Washington either.
I'm not even watching that game.
I'm not either.
Josh,
I might watch it on TV.
Danny,
I watch a lot of.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be on TV.
Danny, I'm sorry, man. I gotta go with Dallas, man. I think Dallas pulls it together.
I don't care.
That's the way to do it, man.
And Roberto, of course, took Washington. You know he wasn't taking Dallas.
Okay, next game is Bills versus the Jets.
Buffalo.
Bills.
You took Bills too, Danny? Of course.
Yes.
You sure don't want the Jets? The Jets might win this one.
Jesus. They've scored 75 points. I'm looking right now. I don't think there's another.
I'll pick the Bills as well.
Yeah, Bills here. Adam Gase, does he still have a job right now? Adam Gase?
Not for long.
Their quarterback got mono. This team is.
Dude, Joe Flacco is their quarterback. He won a Super Bowl. That's crazy.
Oh, they got rid of mono?
Joe Flacco is their quarterback. He's only good during the playoffs.
I always thought Shane Falco was a better quarterback for the Washington Sentinels.
The next closest team, as far as points scored, it is the Broncos, and they've scored 100.
Okay.
So I'm picking Bills. I said that. Yeah, okay. I think they're going to be at 75 points scored at the end of this game still. The Jets are.
Yeah.
Congrats to the Jets for their number 1 pick, man. The number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, for real.
They might as well start looking at all the picks right now.
Next one.
Packers versus the Texans.
Ooh. I am taking Green Bay. Fuck it.
As am I.
Ditto.
I am too.
Green Bay.
I am too.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Until the Texans prove that they can figure something out, they should be winning more, but they
Bruno took Packers, of course. So
No,
I'm
this-
all over the board.
I'm done with the Texans.
Yeah, I
Me
mean,
too.
On this little app I'm using, they had little notes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back. Okay. For the first one, it said first starter against former team Terry Bridgewater. For the Steelers, it says battle of last 2 undefeated teams in AFC. For Dallas, Washington, it said 1-7 of the last games versus Washington. For the Bills and Jets, it said feuding 20 points in 5 or 6 games this season. For Packers and Texans, it said Green Bay is 5-0 all time in Houston.
Ooh.
and after last week, that team,
They really want to win this year?
Is this our first unanimous? Everybody's on Green Bay? Oh, no, wait, no, it's the second unanimous. No, 'cause
They
everybody's on Bills, too.
didn't like losing the way they lost last week, and that is a team thing. If you play as a team, you're going to take it on the chin as a team, and they took it on the chin. They're going to come back this week, and
Okay.
That's right. Unlike other weeks, this week.
listen, there are teams that phone it in. You think the Jets are really concerned about where they're going this year? Some
Let
of
me
them
give
are
you a
already making their vacation plans.
Let me give you a public service announcement, and I'm going to say this is nice. This show supposed to last 2 hours. We're at 2.5. I got to go. I got to cook some food. Everybody about to be phantoms going. They keep up this talking. So we're going to pick and move. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Browns versus the Bengals. Mayfield is 4-1 career over Cincinnati.
Browns. They
I'm
have a
going with
lot
the Browns.
to come back from that.
I'm going with the Browns as well.
Browns.
All right. Next team is Lions versus the Falcons. Three of the last 4 matchups.
Let me finish this. Yes. Okay, now go.
The little note says 3 of the last 4 matchups decided by 7 points or fewer between the Lions and the Falcons.
I hate to do it, but I'm taking the Falcons.
Taking Lions.
Taking the Falcons.
Chris?
Pick and move.
Lions.
I'm going with the Falcons.
Good mix up.
Bastard.
Me and you, Lonzo. Falcons, let's go.
Roberto took Atlanta as well.
Okay.
I say Atlanta too.
Yeah. So, it's only Matt and Chris.
Next one is Bucks against the Raiders. And it says first game versus Tampa Bay since leading them to the Super Bowl.
Ooh. It's the first game since 2000 and what?
First game versus Tampa Bay since leading them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out
what
year that was.
I think what you're talking about is it's the first time since their head coach
the first time he played Tampa Bay.
Gruden. Yeah, because I was about to say the Oakland Raiders have played Tampa Bay since then, but
I'm going to go Las Vegas again because of Antonio Brown too. It's like they have a lot to prove.
He ain't playing this week now, I don't think.
Oh, he's not. I'll still take Vegas though.
9.
Anyway, I'll take Vegas anyway. I trust him.
I'm going with the Raiders too.
I'm taking the Bucks.
Raiders.
Bucks.
The Raiders has beat 2 teams they shouldn't have on paper, so I think it's gonna be the third.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't beating Tom.
They're at home too.
Roberto took the Bucks as well.
Okay. Next game is the 49ers versus the Patriots. Garoppolo returned to New England for his first time since being traded.
This is a shit show. I don't know, man.
No.
Let these guys pick first, and then I'll
Is Cam back yet?
Yeah, he was back last week.
Yeah.
I'm going with Patriots.
Yeah, Belichick isn't losing 2 in a row. I'm going with the Patriots.
He has already lost 2 in a row.
Well, he's not going to lose 3. Well, he won't lose 3 in a row. Sorry, he won't lose 3 in a row. You got me there.
I'm taking anything.
I'm gonna take New
Good job,
England
Chris. All right.
because they really hate losing 2 in a row.
They losing 3. They really hate losing 3 in a row.
That shit was funny right there.
You got me.
Roberto took.
Ow.
Patriots.
Hold on
that
just a second.
hurts. That hurts my soul, man.
And Chris, you take it?
I'm going to go 49ers.
Okay.
Man. Okay, this right here, I don't care. This is worse than Washington Cowboys. It's Jags versus the Chargers. Both teams seeking first win since week 1. They ain't won since week 1.
Oh, Jesus. I'm taking Chargers.
As am I.
Yeah.
I'll take the Chargers too.
Chargers.
I think I'm going to try the Jags.
I thought the Chargers were doing better than this. I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Next, took the Jags.
Yep.
Jacksonville, and Roberto took Chargers.
Next game is Chiefs versus the Broncos. And it says KC won 9 straight games versus Denver.
I'm not going against KC. I don't think ever.
I
So,
ain't either. KC.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be close. Bell's coming
No,
in.
it's not. It's not going to be.
Listen, it's
Really
in
good.
Mile High. It is snowing. It is a division game.
Pick and move.
AC, but I'm going to say it's not going to be by a lot.
Okay, so you still took KC in there. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I could see us losing this game. I can.
Next one is Seahawks versus the Cardinals. It says Russell Wilson is 6 1-1 career record on road versus Arizona.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Cardinals.
Oh, really?
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals too because
Really?
yeah,
You know,
got to create separation, man. I got to do it.
on paper,
Pick and move.
Oh man!
paper,
Oh man!
Eh,
where's it being played?
And Cardinal at St. Louis.
yeah.
Not St. Louis,
Arizona.
Arizona.
Come on, Danny's got to eat, man. Let's go.
Come on, you got to cook food.
Oh, don't worry.
Arizona.
Hey,
Arizona.
I know how to phantom zone. I need no help.
Roberto took.
I just had to get him back to the Belichick comment, man. Oh my God. That was brutal.
And
Last
last
one is Bears versus the Rams. 14 and Los Angeles Rams are 14-4 at home since 2018 against them.
Da Bears. They're getting it done. Bears.
the Bears.
I'm going to Bears also.
Bears.
Rams.
Okay.
see Rams pulling it
separation,
out.
man.
Trying to make some moves, boy.
I can see
Yeah.
Rams pull it out, but
And Roberto took the Bears.
the Bears.
All right, good stuff, guys.
That's
All
it.
right,
All right, cool.
gentlemen. As always, I enjoyed the show. Before we go, we're going to go around the panel. Tell everybody where they can find this show at. Starting off with Mr. Chris Knight. Tell people where they can find you at, good sir.
Real Review 3000. You can find me on Twitter right here, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, Chaos Central. Go to youtube.chaoscentral.com and you can go sub there. We'd appreciate that. But yeah, thanks for having me on again.
No problem.
Promote and move.
All right, Mr. Josh.
Movie aficionados on YouTube, also movie aficionados and gaming aficionados on Facebook. And Mads, I think I'm on Twitter right now. I think it's movie aficionados.
I'll find you.
All right.
Promote and move.
Mr. Matt.
Yeah, you can find me all over the place. I have my own shit. I'm on other people's shit. Tomorrow I'll be on Lorena's Florida thing Jason Voorhees will be on there as well, so that should be interesting. You can see me dominate Curse Knight's channel, beat his game once again.
No, he cheats. Just so you know.
Promote and move, Chris.
Yeah, you should be talking.
I'm done.
Mr. Onzo, where the people can find you at, good sir?
What up, guys? Bigga Ford Entertainment. You know, we have all the shows, Rule of Three, Chaotic Conversation, Chaos List, Rob Storms Live, Square One, Equilibrium. Check us out, man. Much appreciated. Peace.
Hey, just what Onzo said, man. When you see one, you usually see the other. Thank you all for the show. I really enjoy we get togethers we have on Saturdays. Talking sports. It's a real fun time. Everybody here has good content, good channels. Please support them. It only takes 1 second to hit that subscribe button. So please help us out. Until next time, we'll catch you next Saturday, same time, same place. Till then,
Square.
No more words for brothers that be stepping and friend. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I and I for 95, 96.